Good evening. This is the Bro Plata, and I have whiskey. Yes, it's
Do
a
you
good
do
day,
this
Tim.
just to make me mad? Like,
Sort
I
of,
think
but
it's
I was
ridiculous.
also
When
looking.
you try to drive people away with your ridiculous voices right off the bat. You can't just say, "Hey, Bro Plata, Ray, Tim," and boom, that's it.
No, you have to
You
make
can't do
it
that
eventful.
ever.
Yeah, you have to make
Not
it eventful,
eventful.
sir.
Annoying.
It's
It's
true.
annoying. Anyway, Ray, how are you?
I'm okay. I got
Yeah.
off work a little early, which was nice. Showered. Realized I
That's
didn't
new for
have that.
you.
It's been the first time all week, at least. I mean,
I
yeah.
showered today too. Today's a big day
Ooh.
for both of us. Yeah, look at that.
We are going to be talking about UFC 262,
Are
which
we?
is fucking crazy. I was
Why
listening
is it
to
crazy?
the fact that there's this sport is at the show, or this company has been going for 262 pay-per-views
Pay-per-views.
consecutively.
Yeah, I mean, they're over 500 shows, right? I know that.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, now they have them every week almost. So yeah, good for them. But yeah, 262. Oh, there's lights. Let there be light. Oh, okay. I never do this before the show. I always do it during because I'm very professional.
You are the most professional out of both of us, so there's always that, sir.
Why? Because I show up most of the time.
That is true. I have one loss on my two losses on my record.
Two
now.
losses, man. Yeah, you know I saved you once, man. I'm not gonna be able to save you every time. Actually, I can now. I'm gonna do it to spite you too. Instead of just saying, we'll just not do the show. I'm just gonna do it. If we have a schedule, I'm gonna do it. And I expect you to do the same thing. I expect you to do the same thing.
Oh, I will.
If we have a schedule. Yeah, no. Now you're probably jonesing to do one by yourself now. Now that I did one by myself, you probably. Well, you could also get like if you know in advance. Like if I'm not going to be there a day and you still want to do a show, you can get someone else to fill in for me. Like a couple of comics would know. Tommy Eckel, Justin Wood would do it probably.
Yeah.
Anyway, there's options. And that's what I would have done if I just knew in advance I was going to be doing it by myself. But I didn't because someone just fell asleep on me. It happens, I guess. Anyway, yeah, we're talking about the fights eventually. We'll get there. Excited again. Finally get a lightweight champion. And they have that thing set up pretty big, right? I mean, this is kind of really smart the way they set it up. Just because, I mean, whoever wins this fight, especially imagine if Chandler or Oliveira wins this fight in spectacular fashion, and they finish the other one, which I think they can both do to each other. Honestly, I haven't made a pick quite yet. I will by the end of the show. Excuse me, but it's possible. But if they do, and then Poirier or Conor McGregor has a great showing in their next fight, that's set up for a big fight for the title next, right? Especially if Conor then turns around and knocks out Poirier. Now he's fighting the champion, whoever that was, who just had this great fight against whoever, either Poirier or Charlie Olives or Michael Chandler. Smart. They're smart because I mean they realize how much money they're going to make with the Conor McGregor Dustin Poirier trilogy, and although as far as this is one of those things that happens that makes what Mark Hunt has said true, is that the championships really mean nothing.
Oh, yeah.
They set it up. And the truth is, they mean something if you want them to mean something. But, I mean, listen, Poirier probably could have been shouting for a title fight, and maybe they would have given him that. But instead, he'll take the money fight against Conor again. That's fine. But they're doing it like this so they have a good challenger for or a good champion for whoever wins that fight. Lots in the mix, though, is Justin Gaethje, who all he did is lose to Khabib, who beats everybody. And he's just been waiting around. He thought he was going to fight Chandler. No. Or Oliveira. I think they threw both those names out for him. And it's not happening. I don't even think they have a fight for him yet. I think RDA, I heard. But that's like, I mean, okay, that's a good fight. But he's still ranked number one in their rankings. I mean, like I said, all he did is lose to the guy who doesn't lose. So.
Yeah, it's going to be nice to finally, actually, have a champion at 155. We've gone, what is it now, like 4 or 5 years without a real champion.
The guy who just smothers and beats everybody. You're right, not a real champion.
Just
right.
bores I think it's actually for those 5 years it was vacant. I think that's what they put the belt.
Is that what it was?
because there was really no real world champion in my eyes. So it's one of those deals, man, where I'm glad that we're going to have somebody.
I need a new hashtag.
Actually
How do you
holding the belt.
spell Islamophobic?
See, it's not even Islamophobic. It's Habib phobic at this point. If he tries to come back, I'm not going to watch the pay-per-view.
Oh,
I'm not going to buy the pay-per-view out of principle.
That's another one. Listen to this. Another one. Let's see, either Oliveira or Chandler has a great showing. They look like a beast. Then Connor knocks out Poirier. Okay. Then Connor wins the belt back.
Okay.
Then who's coming back? Who's driving his Toyota back to the octagon? I don't know. I'm just saying there is setups. Another reason they did it is there are setups. If there is any chance of Habib coming back, there's setups because there are fights for him there, right? He hasn't fought Chandler or Oliveira. I think that's one of the reasons they put them together too, instead of giving Gaethje another shot. Well, they both deserve shots, but also Habib hasn't beat either of them. So one of them looks fantastic. Maybe they think maybe Habib will come out and fight one of them. Or, like I said, if that happens, if Connor wins and then Connor decides he wins the belt, maybe Habib will come back and fight with Connor again. I don't know. I honestly don't think he will come back, but I think the UFC is putting the best case scenario for him for a potential comeback for Habib. And I think like those are two guys he hasn't beat. So I
don't
know they want him back.
I don't want him back in the UFC. I think honestly, no, because I don't want the dark ages to happen again. That's what that was. It was the dark ages of the UFC. There was no real fun. There was a guy who literally bored the shit out of me when he was walking out to the ring. And it's just, I do not like him. I cannot.
So what I say when you chase your tail, I'm not going to argue with you. I'm just going to let you go.
Well, yeah, because I'm telling you.
One thing I will say, because you know how ridiculous I think this is. That's all I'll say. In case anyone's listening is not aware of how ridiculous I think your Habib fight is, your hate is. You can have it. That's fine. I respect your opinion. However, or at least your right to have an opinion, but it's way off. But I will say, did you forget? Like he finished his last 3 fights against monsters. Like, do you just forget that?
Yeah, but again, I don't.
Yeah, you did forget it. Okay.
I still hold a grudge from when he put a black eye on this sport in front of 2.5 million people on pay-per-view.
That was hilarious.
That was unprofessional. His goons of fucking butthurt Dagestani fucking losers wanted to jump somebody when his wife and kid were in the fucking ring. And it's gross. They're gross people.
It's ridiculously dumb. I don't disagree with that. However, looking back, it's kind of hilarious. It shouldn't have been done. Looking back, I'm like, that's kind of funny. That's my reaction. I was laughing when that was happening. I'm like, what the hell are these?
It was the most hypocritical thing I've ever seen in my life. It was, and then to have the ball.
I mean, I would say it's hypocritical, but in your life.
But the balls of this man to then go to the press conference and say shit like, oh, you don't talk about religion anymore. You don't do this. You don't do that. Not realizing he's in what's called the fight game. And to me, I don't give a shit what your fucking stupid religious beliefs are. I don't give a fuck what you identify as. If you're just an asshole by telling other people they can't do that in a sport, you're scum to me in my eyes, because you're taking out what we've tried to take out in this world way too much, which is the fun in everything. And shit talking is fun. And Habib cried like a little bitch, fucking being like, oh, they made fun of my beekeeper.
I will say this. That's probably the best you've ever made that argument. It's the most sense it's ever made. I mean, I never disagree with that part of it, because I thought that was silly and it was stupid. However, there's the fact that he was such a fantastic fighter. But, okay, all right.
He lost. Him and Weili Zhang are on my fucko list, and
you talk about Weili Zhang because I also don't disagree with you this. It's either because what is she saying? So did you read the article? I saw the headline.
I did. She claims that she wants to have a neutral site and that the fans booing her was why she lost the fight.
What's the first thing I said to you when you sent me that?
Um, don't remember.
I sent you, has she not ever seen Rocky 4?
Yeah, but that's the
Someone needs to
thing.
sit her down and make her watch Rocky 4.
She's a sensitive
Or,
Chinese girl.
or Stipe winning the belt for the first time in Brazil against a Brazilian.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
There
I
you
remember
go, man.
us talking about that.
Yeah, that's not
Yeah.
the only. I mean, that's if we look harder, we probably find more examples, right? It's just I mean, sports, team sports have home and away games, right? You got to win on the road if you want to be a champion.
Yeah.
Come on, man. Like just people. I don't know. People are booing her. Maybe she just kind of thinks the fact that the reason they're booing her isn't really because, at least it wasn't. Now, after the thing she said, maybe it will change, but it wasn't really. It didn't have anything to do with her or her character or her fighting ability. It was just her country, right? Mostly, it wasn't. That wasn't her personally. I mean, maybe that changes a little bit because of what she's saying here, but yeah, it's silly because no one else says that. No one else. I mean, I always think that if you are champion, they should try to get it, maybe, if they can, in your place. But this doesn't work like boxing where you negotiate everything, right? The UFC says, hey, you're fighting for your belt, and we want you to fight this month. And this month, we're in Arizona, so you're going to do it in Arizona. Or this month, we're in England, so you're doing it in England. That's, every once in a while, they'll try to get a homer, and they do that with their international cards all the time. Like, wait, did she not win the title in China?
I believe so. Yeah,
Japan. It was in China, right? It should be done dry.
I believe it was either Japan or China. I can't remember off the top of my head.
Well, if it's Japan, I can't really. I mean, because you can't say that's a homer game for them because for her because it's not. China and Japan are two different countries. But either way, yeah, it's silly. It's not because people in sports have been doing it forever. This again, and I'm sure there's tons of examples. I mean, listen, like I said, any sports away game is an example, right? It's just it happens. It happens a lot. And like I said, yeah, Rocky 4. I mean, that's a movie. However, that's also really happened. Stuff like that. So
it bothered me because it's like Habib. He won his fight and was still a little bitch afterwards, but like he won and he earned the right to, complain he didn't get his belt in the fucking ring after getting, a riot.
That's because he took off.
By the way, that's the Monday show or the Tuesday show we do, sir. We don't do Hero of the Week on this show. This is the UFC preview show. Leave who you think's gonna win the UFC lightweight title this weekend. I'm buying the pay-per-view and watching it Sunday. Because I feel like I should support Scrooge McDuck, but I'm gonna be hanging out with a friend at the Funny Stop Comedy Club, so that's gonna be fun. But man, again, what hurts this one is like Weili Zhang has an amazing walkout song. Like that's what really bothers me. Like I fell in love with her because of that dope ass walkout song she has. And then for her to be like, "Oh, we were in Florida and you know how they are." Which means she's already playing the race card, which really pissed me off even more. Like that was a low blow after losing. Lose like I told you.
Well, Rogan said it. He's like, "Welcome to Florida." And she probably, and they said it on the podcast. She probably did not expect that.
No,
and I don't know. Did the other Chinese fighters get booed? I don't remember.
No, I don't think they got booed. Weili, basically the de facto heels of the night, got booed. The people that you expected to get booed. And it to me, it was, I don't know, man, like watching that girl go from like this confident champion to basically a broke ass bitch was really sad. Like I've never seen a fighter complain that hard before.
I will give them for stoppage. Okay, yeah, that was silly.
Yeah,
that was really silly. But this thing afterwards, I don't know. fighters that don't speak English, I always think I should give them a little bit of benefit of the doubt because you really don't know what they're saying. I mean, there's been translator issues always. So I'm like, did she really say those words exactly like that? I'm not saying she didn't, but I'm saying it's not impossible that she didn't. But yeah, it's a bummer. I'm curious to see how she comes back. Like, is she gonna let this stuff bother her that much? That it's going to keep her from winning fights, because you're not going to be a champion if you do that. You're not going to be a champion if you can only win in your home country, right?
Yeah.
Or what you say is neutral ground, Abu Dhabi. Okay, whatever. I mean, because Americans
So you
can't go
want
to
her?
Abu Dhabi. We can.
Yeah,
They
she
want us
wants
to. They have commercials.
they want to fight on fight. She wants a fight on Fight Island, but I don't think that's going to happen. Just
They
because.
said they're going to go. I mean, they're definitely going to have fights at Abu Dhabi again. They're probably going to have some massive fights. I mean, they always will. Especially with like the like the Russians and well, didn't Habib have it in his contract that he had to fight in Abu Dhabi?
Yeah,
Or Abu Dhabi
was,
paid part of his salary or something like that. Somebody over there did.
but I mean, here's the thing, though. That's his religious sect lives there, so obviously he's going to go to the place to where he belongs, to quote the great John Denver. And it's one of those things where I don't know, man. She the fact that she came off. I mean, it's kind of weird if you look at the way sports are right now. It's almost the '80s again, like the '70s or the '80s, where like Chinese athletes are afraid they're gonna get killed in their houses somehow for losing.
Are
And you
they?
get like, I mean, well, they're banning fucking the protesting or like any kind of political show at the Olympics again. It's weird. It really is. It's kind of interesting to see how this shit's going.
We never did talk about this. And yeah, she won her title in China. That was in China. So yeah, I mean because it was a lot more fun when you fight in your home country than another country. Okay. Wow, who would have thought, right? Okay.
Yeah.
Anyway, we never did talk about this. The guy, the white guy from Hong Kong, I forget his name, Sasha something.
Yeah.
Yeah, I forgot to talk about this. What happened? Because, but he's from Hong Kong, or was born in Hong Kong, and I think he actually lives there for the most part. But they did not show the Hong Kong flag on the ESPN card, which is owned by Disney, which has a lot of interest in China. So that's it's very obvious because they just had like a generic gray like flag, had like a weird globe on it or something. And he had his mouthpiece in. And I know this last fight they did show the flag. And I'm like, why didn't they show it? Oh, I know what's happening. Yeah, they won't show the Hong Kong flag on TV because they don't want to piss off the Chinese.
Yeah.
And it's a bummer, disgusting. But at the same time, it's a business decision, and it's a bummer. But I mean, if it's that big of a deal, yeah, I mean, let's business, man. It is fucked up, yes, but business is always fucked up. I wish it wasn't the case. I wish they would stand up and say, no, we're gonna let this guy, but they're not going to, and it is a bummer. I haven't heard him say anything about it, although I haven't looked either. He didn't win that fight. I was hoping he'd win that fight and he'd bitch about it, and then he'd bleep it all out.
I'm gonna bring up something real quick that's a side thing. And D-Rest brought it up, and I've tried to see if it'll get better, but you are lagging a little bit, my friend.
Oh, am I?
Yeah.
Okay. It's usually not me. It's usually you.
I know. That's why I'm like, God damn, son. So just to let you know, that you're lagging, but making salient points, dude. Because
the audio or the
video.
Video. Well, I'll just change my camera. See if that helps.
Okay. Yeah,
because
it's kind of camera. You are kind of like cutting out a little bit audio wise, so I don't know, like, but you're not like fully cutting out. So I'm amazed that my shit's working right now as good as it is. But you make a good point. Like, I've had a problem with this shit for a little while now. Where when it comes to like companies kind of kowtowing to the most authoritarian dictatorship we've seen in at least our lifetimes. I mean, the way that Chairman Xi is running his fucking shit, Winnie the Pooh needs to be like put in a honey pot. Like, we need to just get him away and like take them down, because this is getting out of fucking hand, man. Especially with what they're doing with like Uyghurs and the WHO not really talking about Taiwan as a country. China is really getting kind of shitty, and what?
Is it getting kind of shitty?
Well, I mean, really shitty, like worse than it's been at least in the last 30 to 40 years. This is Chairman
I'm
Mao.
afraid of China. I'll say it. I'm afraid.
I'm I'm
It makes me
not.
nervous.
I'm not, because I've been doing like research and stuff on what they're doing, and there's going to be a food shortage soon because they had some flooding in some massively populated areas. No, actually, it's more high, sir. It's more high. It's more high. I'm not gonna lie. He's like, oh no. Casey Jones is like, oh no, drunk politics. I've only had one, so, and I don't know how deep Tim is in. To be honest with you.
Not crap. Did I freeze?
Yeah. God, you're me today. I love it. I'm not shitty.
Yeah, it's just weird because, like I said, it's usually not. I don't know what the problem is. I couldn't even guess because
Well, how about you
usually
do
isn't a
this? Because I
problem.
want to play a video, and we'll talk about it. Restart your computer, come back, and you be the sexy boy that you are.
You want me to restart the whole? All right, we'll try it.
All right, give it a try, and I'll talk to the folks, because we never really get solo time, man. We never really get solo time, you and I. But yeah, we're talking a little bit of politics today on the Bro Plata, just because an article came out and a couple people, again, Casey Jones, I agree with you on that she should retire, just because, like, as a champion, how do you go through that as a person and act the way that she did, which we're talking about Wei Li Zhang talking about possibly wanting a neutral corner to fight it, or a neutral arena to fight in. And it's definitely something, man, that I don't like it. It's not losing like a champion, in my opinion. But yeah, we did get a little political there. So that's why I'm going to bring this for you guys. I've decided to bring my own shit to this. Tim's got Hero of the Week that we do every Tuesday on the MMAholes.com and all of the other streaming platforms. Tim is resetting his computer as we speak. Hopefully everything comes back to normal. I'm amazed I have internet today, folks. I really am. But I want to do a segment that I like to call Bro, Check This Out. It's fun. It's an interesting video. I don't know how many baseball fans we have watching this show, but me and Tim, we love baseball, and there's more things we love than two things we love a lot, which is baseball fights, and we also like people fighting in the stands. And I'm gonna play you this video while we wait for Tim. And you got this whole video is hilarious to me, because it's in Coors Field, which I've been to. I love Coors Field in Denver, Colorado. It's a great ballpark. You can smoke in the stadium. You can smoke in Coors Field. Like, there's actual designated smoking sections that just people have cigarettes and booze and just chill for the entire game. And that's what I used to do when I lived out there. And I'd go to Rockies games. It would be just like, oh yeah, baby, we're gonna fucking party. Oh God, it's the laptop has decided to update. So Tim, get on your phone. Get on your phone. Let's do it that way. I've done it on my phone before. Let's do it. Dim Tanko has left this comment, which means that his laptop is doing what I usually do, which is update my laptop like right as this thing's supposed to be going off. But we have this video coming from the lovely get on your phone, motherfucker. You get on that phone. You get on that phone. You make yourself known, motherfucker. But this is coming from Hot 107, Denver's new hit music, everybody. And it's a video of a stands fight, not a stand fight. There's no fan group fighting with each other over the internet. And but this video, dude, it's so crazy. San Diego Padres and the the Colorado Rockies. What the fuck am I doing here? Which is something I ask all the time. But this guy, someone was John, and they decided, and a guy just comes full rip across the stands where they were. Tim Danko is back, and I will bring him up as soon as I bring this up. I'm sharing this on my Facebook because that's how I roll, at least. Let's bring Tim on, see how he sounds. And Tim,
what?
Sounds a little better, and you look better.
Well, yeah, I mean the camera's better. We know that. Okay. I don't know. We'll see what's happening. I think it may be. It was moving well, the update, and then it froze, and now it's moving again. So we'll see.
Well, let's see what happens. But yeah, I want to show them this video of this Rockies fan getting hit at Coors Field. Have you seen this video?
No, I have not.
Okay, so this is going to be new for you as well. And it's going to be when I saw it the first time, it was so cool to watch it because it was like you just see the guy, and we'll play it right now, and then we'll comment after everything is over. We won't do live commentary, but here it goes. Oh, isn't that fun?
But what happened? He just slapped him?
Yeah, he just came in with a right hook and then just like knocked his lights out. And it was like when I first saw it, you just see him go like face forward into whatever section or whatever row he was sitting behind. And I've never like felt bad for somebody, and what's funny is the guy
never felt bad for anyone. This is new. Ray Clark has no empathy, everyone. None at all. He's never felt bad for somebody.
I've never had.
Surprised with no one, actually, by the way.
Oh, man. But, and do you have your Wi-Fi on, buddy?
Yes.
Okay. Because you're still kind of choppy. I'm thinking it's your internet today.
It must be.
Couldn't really see it. God damn it. Let's see if we can do it again and do it on a full screen. Let's this should be a little bit better. Let's see. All right. Go back because Casey, I want you to see this. You might enjoy let's just go right back to the film because this guy had to have said something to this Padres fan while he just got his skull crushed in by just a fist right to the jaw.
Don't ever joke about that, man, because that happened to a dude a few years ago. Remember that guy?
I don't.
The Giants fan?
I don't.
He almost died.
Eh?
He got beat up by, I think, Dodger fans, like in the parking lot. Yeah. And he actually threw out the first pitch this year for the Giants, and I mean, he does not look good. I mean, he's alive, but they fucked that dude up in life, and that's not cool, man. That's why. So many reasons why that makes no sense. And it makes sports fans look like idiots. Mm-hmm. Makes us all look like idiots. It's just, man, that's horseshit, and it was awful.
But let's watch this again.
Okay.
Boom. And then like 3 or 4 guys just jump on him, which is good. They got him down. He was out though. The guy is not pressing charges, by the way, which I read an article today that said he was not pressing charges. And no, street fighting is not good, but it can be entertaining. I mean, Casey has a good point, but it's I like it. I like when dummies fight. It's a fantastic time, man.
It is fun when every once in a while you have a street fight that like the guys are kind of evenly matched. That's fun. especially good scrap. Every once in a while it happens. That's fun. But most of the time, like 99% of street fights, it's not that, and someone gets really hurt, and it's not fun to watch.
Yeah, you do get those like Simpsons memes where it's like he's already dead. You do get those moments where you're like, what the fuck did we just watch? A lot of the stuff we watched this past summer was that like that for me. Um, oh man, dude, my cork just popped off in my old bottle of fucking whiskey. I'm sad now. Gotta
Don't be
figure out how
popping
to.
corks on the air, man. That's gross.
I am. I'm just popping my cork constantly. Now the cork is completely broken, so I got to go into my new bottle. Fuck, because I don't have anything to take it out right now.
I had a bottle of Jim Beam a few months ago that didn't have like the ripples in the cap. So I don't like once. I mean, it was sealed on by like the plastic they put over it, and once I opened it, there was no ripples, so I just couldn't seal it again. I'm like, what is? It's the only time it's ever happened. It just happened one time. So I got like a defective bottle, but well, we just had to drink it all right then and there once they opened it. So
Oh, that sucks.
well, we probably would have anyway, but because I was at my brother's, like I wasn't alone when this happened. Um, if I was alone when this happened, I probably would have an empty bottle around that I could just pour it into.
You don't have a family that loves and cares about you. Stop it. Stop lying.
You know what? I'm not even going to let that joke go through because I absolutely do. It's one of the things that keeps me going in life. I'm very lucky in that way. Yeah. See, I wouldn't even make a joke about that. Love my family.
Well, obviously, I'm fucking with you, but it's.
I know, but I have to stop it. Like I have to correct you because the universe needs to know how much I actually do care, and they're good people. All right, man. I'm gonna try. I'm moving back and forth. It may still lag, but I'm going to stay on there unless it's super terrible because I really don't want to do this way.
Okay, that's fine. At least it's uploaded fully again. So all right, buddy.
Yeah,
well, I'm going to take you off the stream. Yep, there he goes, Tim Danko, leaving us again. I am your high quality host, Ray Highclass. Give us a thumbs up if you're on YouTube. And give us a like on Facebook as well. Tim Danko is back.
I can tell I am lagging, but hopefully the sound works. Is the sound working?
Sounds working.
All right, sounds working. I mean, I know it's not ideal, but I'm not going to hold that phone the whole time.
No, I don't blame you. That's why I have the thing that I
would
do.
say I'll try not to move, but I can't do that. I have Tourette syndrome. I can't move.
If you're not moving, I'm concerned. That's usually how it goes.
That's true. Yeah, this is me pretending to freeze.
Yeah. But yeah, man, I like that video.
It's yeah. I mean, listen. If I got in a conversation with somebody and maybe I was drunk and maybe I said one thing that pissed them off and they punched me, I probably wouldn't press charges. Maybe in that situation. Now, if it fucked me up real bad, it'd be different, right? If I got jumped.
Yeah.
Well, the guy had one shot, right? And probably not. It depends on a lot of things, but I feel like kind of let that one go. Unless I had to go to the hospital. Like if he broke my jaw, it'd be different, right? Because I had to pay for that. So that'd be different. But if I'm okay, then I probably very possibly would let that go. But I mean, the people who fucked that guy up in San Francisco or the Giants fan, they got jail. I'm pretty sure. So
yeah, that was a tragedy. What happened with that whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then
it also speaks to LA.
Well, then just everyone put all sports fans on trial, right? Just any crazy sports fans. Like, everyone assumes that every crazy sports fan base is going to go nuts now because that happened once, like the dog pound, because they're crazy, passionate, drunk fans are going to beat the hell out of everybody. They don't do that. They don't pull that shit. Yeah. And also, I mean, most of Dodgers fans don't either, right? It's just those however many people that was. And, man, that's so tragic.
Yeah.
Come on. What's more fun than going to a ball game, man? Make that dangerous? Come on, man. That's terrible.
Agreed, man. Because it's I mean, you hate to see somebody get super like injured in those situations. I've seen some. I've seen some fights up close and personal that were pretty gnarly. You go to comedy shows, some at bars, especially. Sometimes fights break out, and you just have to basically commentate the entire time.
I
Um,
remember when Eric Cribley just straight up punched the dude when he was on
ah,
stage. That's fantastic.
TM Francis headbutted a fat guy at an open mic I was at once. That was fun.
I violently threw a notebook at somebody. That's about the worst that I got, and I feel so bad about that. Like I told to this day, like it's just a weird day, and there was like some issues with medication, and I was angry already, and
Oh no.
it just none of it was good. But I apologized to the people, and they actually saw me before at other shows, so they knew me, and they knew that that wasn't my thing. So they were actually, I mean, they weren't happy about it, but they ended up being all right. But I bought them beer, and it was all right. Like luckily, like I mean, it helped me that they saw me before. I know that's not usually what I do. They could tell I was having a bad day, so they're kind of forgiving in that sense. But I still feel bad about that. It was, I mean, I didn't hit anyone. I threw it out the table. That's pretty screwed up. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I did that. It's kind of funny looking back because I didn't know one got hurt or anything. But it was just like that. It was that kind of mood that when I was an open mic and I was doing something weird, trying to figure something out, and the girl was like, "What is he even talking about?" I'm like, this is what I'm fucking talking about. I threw the notebook at the table. Yeah, that wasn't great. Yeah,
Did you
dark times for Tim?
did you follow it up with "I'm an artist, damn it"? Like, was that something you did?
No, I think I know better to do that. But no, I just that was a thing. But like I said, luckily though, that was a fun open mic. Actually, did you ever do the Vortex in Akron? There's that hookah lounge bar.
No, I never. I like my Akron open mic stuff really started with like, what's his name? He's gonna hate me for not remembering his fucking name. Farkas. Matt
Okay.
Farkas, when he would do cheese and chongs, I would always drive down to the.
Yeah, I
that
still haven't been to that mic yet. I know it's in a different place, but I still haven't done it. And I love Farkas. But that mic was cool. Matt Brady ran it. It wasn't perfect, but there were sometimes it was really fun. But the best thing about it was after the Funny Stuff show. So you could do the Funny Stuff show, then go to that open mic, which is 10 minutes down the road, actually less. So that was cool. And it was Wednesday, and at the time, the amateur night is Funny Stuff was Tuesdays. And Wednesday is kind of like the best day to get up for guest sets. So like every Wednesday, a bunch of us would go try to get the Funny Stuff and then go to that mic. It was fun. Sometimes it was kind of weird, and the owners were kind of weird. I did the Wizard. Oh wait, I should say this. Lord Dovin showed up, and the owner got pissed that somebody was going to like make a mockery of his mic by dressing up like a wizard. Then after Lord Dovin did his set, he apologized to the host. It's like, I'm sorry, I didn't expect him to be funny. And Lord Dovin's funny, man. So
Lord Dovin's hilarious.
Yeah, Lord Dovin actually has jokes. His jokes are better than mine most of the time.
They are.
He has some good wizard jokes.
I mean, when he went to the Gandalf the Wizard Comedy School, at least that's what he told me he did. He had to pay like 4 gold pieces to learn how to write
those. He got molested at the Gandalf Comedy School.
What?
Yeah, he got molested there. That's what he says.
Yeah.
I don't really know. He's the one person I wouldn't believe because I could see him just like grandstanding because somebody pissed him off. I could see him doing that.
Casey Jones is giving you hope with your act, by the way.
I'm just gonna go full Gallagher. I'm just gonna at people.
It's I don't. Eric Danko is telling you to fix your tail light, motherfucker. Yeah.
You fix my tail light, Eric. Look, listen. Who does my car maintenance? And figures, I just got a new car and the taillight's out already. Yeah. Yeah, listen, he knows this. He knows I can't do anything with my own car. He does that for me. Hopefully he can do it tomorrow. He just sent me a text that I think what I need to get, which I'm sure I can get at AutoZone. And then Yeah, fix a tail. That's what you're for, brother. Come on. You know how this works. That is my
yeah,
brother, by the way. Eric is my brother. Mike sometimes comments. Mike's my cousin who lives in Pennsylvania. Eric is my brother.
well, we're happy he's like watching right now. So thank you very much.
Yeah, I'm sorry I'm lagging. I'm playing the internet that I pay for. Hort shit.
Yeah, I can't wait for Elon Musk and his satellites to go up so like anybody can have wireless internet. Right
In their head. That's going to be a thing too, right? We're all going to have it in our brains. I'm nervous
Yeah.
about that. I don't really. I mean, but the thing is, if everyone does it, what are you going to do? You're going to be the one guy not having it. It's like having a smartphone. Worse, it's in your head, right? I mean, I guess that'd be the next thing, right? I mean, you can already Google anything you want, and you'll get it in 2 seconds, right? Or you can take a picture of something, and you can be buying it in 3 seconds with Google Lens or whatever. It's super fast. I just realized I didn't know what Google Lens was. I just found it. It was on my camera. I'm like, what is this? I'm like, oh, this is neat. Yeah, and then I'm sure it's mostly a shopping app because, like, you can just, like I said, you can point it at something and they tell you how to get it very quickly. You could literally do it in 30 seconds. But, yeah, was nothing kind of like just the next thing, right? We have it in our heads at all times, and we just have to think, okay, what is that? And boom, we have a Google Lens with our eyes, or maybe you have glasses. Well, Google had those glasses, right? And that was not huge. No one really liked those.
Yeah, I wanted to actually buy them so I could try them. I wanted to be that guy that got Google Glass, and I'm so glad I didn't. So glad I didn't want to, because it was like $5,000 or something like that.
Wasn't that kind of like what happened with the Apple Watches the first time? Like when they first came out, they weren't great.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm thinking that wrong. But then they kind of came back, and you're like, why are people even going to use these? Are dumb. We have phones. What do we have? But then they kind of came back.
Well,
I think. Is that right? I don't know. That's what I think I remember.
I like, yeah, people were always making fun of the Google Watch, and like, I can't tell you how many comics I know that use those now with their iPhones. And it's a pretty cool technology. I don't think we're ready exactly for like augmented reality.
I don't want it.
I do.
I'm solid with pretty much everything we have except for, I would say, medical stuff, obviously. Keep that going. And I'm ready for automatic driving cars. I'm pretty excited for that, actually. So let's get that going. Let's get that to the point that they're safe, and that happens a lot, right? Like every time you call an Uber, you get yourself a driverless Uber, and I'm actually excited for that. I'm excited for the first time that I take a ride in a car with no driver. I mean, I'll be nervous the first time, of course, but I'm looking forward to it for some weird reason. I think it's because I hate small talk so much. I hate small talk so much that I'd much rather have AI drive me around. And maybe that will be an option too. Maybe you can just like be like Alexa just in the car, maybe, so you can just look stuff up while you're driving around. That'd be fun.
Yeah, I've heard like,
hey Uber, what's the weather where I'm going, or whatever. Hey Uber, who has the best cocaine in the city? Whatever. Just normal stuff we need to know on your trip.
I know that Pittsburgh had Pittsburgh was a test market for that.
That's cool.
Because
those roads, dude, Pittsburgh is a labyrinth, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, when we
I go there, I'm like, what is going on with these damn roads, man? It's like they're swirly and swirly, and there's weird exits that are, they come up on you fast. Yeah, Pittsburgh is a pain in the ass.
Take a left turn, and you're in fucking Narnia.
Yes, Cleveland, easy as hell. Like from where I live to downtown, it's one highway and one exit.
Yeah.
Just 77 all the way up, and then you take the East 9th Street exit, loose around, boom, you're at the stadium. Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Sometimes the traffic is backed up, but as far as that, I mean, it's easy.
Yeah.
Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was going to say, like, actually, for some reason, like, I like Pittsburgh's way that they have everything. Sometimes it can be a bitch. Like if you're going to where we're gonna go before the game, on the 20th, which is the Strip District. It's a fucking like hassle at times. Like it's a real hassle to get to that like area, but at the same time, when you finally get there, you're like, oh, thank God, I can find. No, it's Station Square. Actually, Station Square is like a fucking like just. It's so hard to get to. It's like it's just terrible. But yeah, Strip District's fun to get to, but ugh, I hate trying to get to Station Square, dude.
Yeah, well, I'm
So
looking
bad.
forward to that then. Geez. So MLB.com or Major League Baseball put up this bracket. They call it Food Fight. Which ballpark bite is the best? And they have like a food item, a good selling food item from every ballpark in America, and they have it in a bracket format. And guess who is facing off in the first round? You're right. PNC in Pittsburgh, Progressive in Cleveland, first round. So I'm like, okay, dude. By the end of June, I'm like, I'm gonna know the. I'm not just like the voting will be done by then, but I'm just seeing what they mashed up, and I'm like, I'm gonna figure this out. I'm gonna know the correct answer to this question because I'm gonna have both, right? I
already have my answer.
Well, they have a certain menu item for each one.
Well, what's the menu item they have at PNC Park?
Yeah, it's sriracha slaw chicken sandwich.
Okay.
And it's Progressive. It's the Fat Rooster chicken sandwich, which I have not had. I will have it when I go there next. And I will have the cilantro chicken sandwich at PNC, and I will non-biasedly tell you the winner.
I'm very biased when it comes to my home ballpark. I love PNC's food. I cannot wait to fucking have to eat. To hopefully Manny Sanguin's grill is open.
It should be. It's a game day.
And it'll be a Sunday too. So, well, Mr. Sanguin probably won't be there, but yeah, dude, I love it, man. Like that barbecue is some of the best fucking the pulled pork, son. Oh, so good.
I believe you. Listen, I'm not. Ballparks are amazing and gorgeous, and that's why I want to go to all of them. See, that's one of the reasons why I like going to new baseball fields when I umpire, because sometimes I'll find a place that has amazing baseball field, and it's great. I love it. But what I was going to say is that one of my buddies, we were talking about this today, actually. He has like a week or part of a weekend soon coming up next month that he's going to be off, and he wanted to do something. And he's like, let's road trip. I'm like, okay, what do you want to do? He's like, I don't really care. We'll do something. He's like, what do you want to do? So, Ray, what do you think that if it's my choice to plan a road trip, where do you think we'd go? If we went to multiple cities in a 5-day span, where would we be going?
Louisville.
Okay.
Cincinnati. Dayton.
No, we're doing better. We're not just staying in the state. We're or the area. No, we're following the Indians because that week I'm like, dude, they're in Baltimore and then St. Louis. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go from here to Baltimore and then we're gonna go across to St. Louis. So I'm super excited. So
really?
Before I even go to PNC, I'm gonna knock out Oriole Park at Camden Yards and New Busch Stadium. So I'm pretty excited. Because you know how I am with baseball stuff. Yeah, I'm like at first his first thing is, hey, what about the Grand Canyon? I'm like, it's not right high on my list, but you know, I mean, I haven't been like to the desert, so that'd be neat. But I just like come throughout. I'm like, well, you know, I looked at the Indian schedule. I'm like, hey, they're in St. Louis, and then before that, they're in Baltimore. I'm like, dude, we could probably do both. So it's gonna be like a 30-hour of driving trip, but
you're driving?
Yeah, I want to do a road trip. So
Holy shit.
It's like 6 hours, 5.5 to Baltimore, which isn't bad. That's fine. And then, but it's that next one. But there's the off day. Have an off day on the Monday. So I think we're gonna go drive Saturday, go to the Sunday game, then Monday, and maybe Tuesday will be because the Wednesday games in St. Louis are night games. So we have plenty of time. to do that like 13-hour drive. So I'll probably do it in 2 days or something like that.
That would be
most of it Monday, and we may we'll probably stop somewhere in the middle. We may veer off and go to maybe Nashville or Memphis.
Yeah,
to get some barbecue.
Well, I was about to say, if you do go to Memphis, I'll Venmo you money for like possibly a wrestling shirt that would exist in Memphis. But
all right, if I find it,
because there's a barbecue joint run by Jerry Lawler, Jerry the King cool. Lawler from the WWF. And he might have T-shirts and stuff, and I'd probably Venmo you money to buy a shirt from that place because I want one bad. Okay,
I believe you, but there's a place. Actually, this buddy of mine, I just saw him when we went to Cleveland. We stopped and saw him. Me and buddy Allen. We stopped seeing him in Mansfield, and I haven't really hung out with him other than that in years. So it's gonna be fun to do that. But one thing that he did was really cool for me. He did this for me like 11 or 12 years ago. When I was living in Texas, he flew, and I was going to move back to Ohio. He flew, and I had a car, so he flew down to drive back with me. So we've done this before, kind of. It's going to be more elaborate than that one because we did it like in a day and a half. We didn't stay overnight, but we hit up Memphis and we went to this place, Corky's, and to this day is the best thing I ever eaten. So we're like, dude, hit up Corky's again. So maybe if it's not too far out of the way, if we can swing it, right? But also the thing about St. Louis is we kind of have 2 days to do it because there's 2 games, so we can do the Tuesday or the Wednesday. So we'll try to hit the Wednesday. And the only thing now is I'm afraid of the rainouts. Rainouts will fuck everything up.
Yeah.
What are you gonna do? Camden Yards. I've actually been to Camden Yards before when I was like in 7th or 8th grade, because I had family lived in that area, and we went. It was in the off season, so we did a tour. So I've taken a tour of that stadium when I was younger, but I never saw a game in it, and it's a beautiful stadium.
Yeah, I've always wanted to see a game there, and because I've always wanted to see like that the whatever it is, the building that's right next door to it, which I think they're apartments, aren't they?
I don't know. I don't remember. But the same architect, I think it used to be called HOK. They're called Populous. They do most ballparks now, but like I think Camden Yards was one of their first ones.
Interesting.
Yeah, and then after they did Camden Yards, everyone's like, "Dude, we like what you're doing with the ballparks." Actually, it was that that's the reason why they still have awkward and weird dimensions in baseball, because for a long time, a lot of the stadiums, because of where they were built or whatever, had weird, awkward dimensions, and then domes came into play, and a lot of teams played in multi-purpose stadiums, and because of that, they had just a generic round fence that just went, from corner to corner, and it was deeper in the dead middle, just like that, and that was kind of the way things were going in baseball until this architect in Baltimore, like, what if we do it like this? And there's such a big hit that Cleveland had them do the same one. Did their park. I think they're called Populous now. They also did PNC. So they did the New Busch Stadium. So they do most of the parks, but it's awesome. So that's their first one. This company, they were called HOK at the time, I think, and then yeah. Anyway, that company is one of the reasons why ballparks look the way they do now, which is fantastic. They look fantastic.
Yeah,
I don't know. That's a fun bit about baseball for you, Ray.
Well, I mean, too. And yeah, I've said this to you when we were first setting up this trip that we're going on. Is I will honestly, especially after I haven't been to PNC Park since probably 2016. I went just to go for a weekend just by myself. I got really drunk. See, okay, we can talk about that in a minute. We can talk about that in a minute, Casey. But I want to finish my point.
That's the rest of the show. Forget about the pay-per-view. This is the
rest. Oh no, we'll get to this because there's some big fights in that card that I want to talk about, sir. But
I could talk about that all day. That's
same. I actually have a video on my personal YouTube channel at Ray Highclack. It was
you didn't put my brother's comments up about Doge.
Uh, oh yeah, we could talk. I love that. By the way, we should talk about that towards the end. As sort of like the last thing we talk about.
Doge.
Save that. Yeah, save that for the end because I have
Oh
some
yeah, dude.
opinions
I'll
on
tell you.
Doge.
I'll tell you what happened to us Saturday. I'll tell you that. Remind me
Okay.
because it
Um,
was we were watching as we were watching SNL, and I don't know if you know what. I'll tell you later. I'll tell you later.
I wanted to I didn't watch it live, but I wanted to invest in Doge the minute SNL had Elon Musk on because I'm like, oh, this is gonna go through the fucking roof. But
Well,
eh,
you're baiting me to tell you the story now. Like I feel like so.
go ahead.
All right. So it got high. It got up to 75 cents,
Yeah.
which is a lot. Talking about, I mean, listen, in January or whatever, it was like 1 cent, right? So that's that's insane, right? So it got up pretty high, and I was up almost $1,000 theoretical money, right?
Yeah.
And but when Eli came on his monologue, they did like one joke about Doge or something. His mom was on, and he's like, "Oh, something about Mother's Day." She's like, "You didn't get me Doge, did you?" He's like, "Yeah, I actually got you Doge." And you just watch it. If you're on, we're on Robinhood. We just watch it just tank, 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 tank so hard during SNL. My brother freaked out and sold his, and just kept tanking until for about 12 hours, and it got down to 40 and then it started going up again. And yesterday I got back to the 40, now it's at 56. But yeah, it was panic because it was so high. And then okay, what's going to happen now? And just but it's back up. It's still, I mean, it's in the 50s, which is pretty good. I screwed up. I made a mistake because it was crashing so hard. When I got close to where I bought it at, I'm like, it has done nothing in its last 12 hours other than go down. So it's going to keep going down. So I'm going to sell it in a couple hours. I'm just going to buy it again so I have some more. Right. But dude, they say what Elon Musk does changes the Doge market. No, apparently it's whatever I do because the same thing happened when I bought it. It crashed as soon as I bought it. And then when I sold it, literally 2 minutes after I sold it, it went up 5 cents. Within an hour, it was up 10.
Yeah.
So I ended up buying it back and actually have less now than I did. So because I'm worried about like what happens if Amazon starts using it, it will go to the moon. And if I don't have any, I feel like FOMO. I believe the kids call that.
Yeah.
And that's basically why I got it. I had that bad FOMO, but so far it's been working out. I mean, I'm about I'm a little up. I'm about even, but a little up. But it's good. I also know there's that money there when I need it. I'm gonna hang on to it now. I'm not gonna do anything silly anymore.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna invest in it, throw like $100 at it, and see what happens. Because I think 100, if it goes up to like again, like if it rises, and you're telling me, because you would be my Doge guy, if anything, you're like, dude, it's so high right now. As soon as you say, dude, it's so high, I sell and make that money, just because I know it's not gonna get that high that day or any higher that day.
Yeah, I mean, listen, you can just be one of those people that buys and sells every day and makes a little bit of money every day.
Yeah,
because how much this moves, it moves so much that you could do that. I mean, maybe you won't be able to sell every day, but I mean, you could do that. And I've thought about it, but I'm just curious about like what's going to happen with it. Like how high is it going to get? So I think it really does go past $1 and more. I don't want to not have any. So
I feel bad for the people with Bitcoin, because Elon Musk, we're getting into that to him, just crashed the market so hard. Oh my God. I felt bad for people that I know that own Bitcoin, because you have to feel for them, like losing
still
so
down.
much fucking money.
I mean, it's up a little bit, yeah. I think it was up to 57 or 58,000. Now it's at 50, but it was a little lower before that. But this would be a decent time to buy Bitcoin because it's going to go up again. It's going to go up.
Yeah, I'm going to start also doing stuff.
Listen, like when it comes to this, we don't know anything what we're talking about. We are obviously new investors and like this. Just dabbled in crypto because it's easy to understand, right? It never stops moving. It's not like other stocks, and it just nothing really makes too much sense about it. So there's not too much to read into other than what it's doing.
Yeah.
And I can afford some of it, and so I just gave it a go, and it's been it moves a lot, so it's interesting. You watch. I mean, there's times that I go look for a couple hours and it went up like 7-8 cents, which is huge. So, or the opposite. It's been interesting. It's been fun actually. It's actually so far it's been fun. Kind of like when I think we talked about this. If you go with $100 to the blackjack table, you play for a couple hours on it, and you end up even or even just losing your $100. I mean, that was fun. I mean, it would be a lot cooler if you won money, but you had fun.
Yeah. I mean,
you didn't lose a ton of money. You didn't, fuck up your life.
No. Well, I did for a little while until I got my new job. And then now I can go and be indiscriminate with my money, which is weird. But
yeah, you have been, man. You have it. Like I said, you've been buying the drip. Oh yeah, update. I'm just seeing if this camera works better or worse. We'll see. Update. Raymond finally knows what drip means. I really was trying to get Dwayne Duke on. That he was doing something. I wanted to get him on to explain drip to you. I thought that would have been great. Yeah, but Ray not knowing what drip was. What did you think it was?
I thought it was some kind of drug or something of that nature.
You know what I'm saying? You were spending all your money on drip. And the thing is, like, I gave it away because I was talking about your hoodies that you were buying.
Oh, I never picked up on that.
What's drip? I'm like, that's funny. That's funny. You're so old, Ray. You're an old man, Ray.
I am. I'm not up on a lot of stuff. I'm starting to catch up with there's this girl that I'm watching who's semi-political. And I don't know if our listeners would know who Shoe on the Head is, but like she uses a lot of the like YouTube terminology and like straight up like Gen Z words and stuff like that. And I don't understand half the shit she says.
Because of social media and the way these things are and the way they work and the way things trend, that's actually those things are kind of relevant now. Like they become words very quickly. That you sometimes need to know. How's my camera doing? Is it better or worse?
You're still laggy, but your audio's coming in clear.
All right.
So you look like you're on a Bruce Lee film, which I like.
Gotcha. Which camera was better, this one or the other one?
That one's way better. One's way better. You kind of looked almost like you were on trial with the other one.
Oh, gotcha. Yeah.
You know that like webcam that they'll have the guy with like his hands handcuffed, but he looks like he's in 1990. I think it was D-Rest. I want to go back and check that or show that comment because it was actually kind of funny.
Didn't D-Rest claim to be the mysterious Dogecoin millionaire?
Yes,
billionaire. The guy who was like 22 billion in Bitcoin. Really hope it's D-Rest. I really hope it is. There he is.
But it's why are you all lagged and pixelated and your hair is 1984?
Well, the hair is normal. It's just, it's the same as always. It's just how I put the headphones on. Like today, I didn't really cover them up, and they're just kind of,
You do kind of have a flock of seagulls look to you, a little bit.
Okay, I'll take that.
So,
well, that's like what is just down in the front, spiked on the sides, right?
Yeah.
I can do it if I wanted to, but it doesn't seem worth it.
But you wanna start talking about these fights because I have some conversation pieces to go along with a few of these fights. And obviously, with being a preview show, we're gonna talk about the main event first and really kind of go into it because there's been some fucking hotness coming into the lightweight division in the UFC when it comes to shit talking right now. I will go and check the MMA Holes web or Twitter. They have a wonderful shirt idea, and I wish I would have saved it and put it in the production, but I didn't. Fuck. which was
Are we gonna see? Oh man, are we gonna see the trailer for the new Top Gun movie during 262?
are we?
I think so.
Oh
That's
my
what this
god, it's
says.
actually a really good trailer. I've seen it already. It's pretty good.
Oh, okay. It's already all right. So maybe they're doing
Mm,
something else.
no, it's on the YouTubes.
I hope it's just as gay as the original.
Ah,
Like, if they don't have like another like a homoerotic sports scene, then it's gonna be a bummer. Like, I
agreed.
would honestly be bummed out because that's like an iconic scene that's great and hilarious. And I really hope they just on purpose just do another one, or at least reference it in some way. Which, I mean, most sequels kind of reference stuff. They call back shit a lot. Maybe we'll see.
See,
Ooh,
I
I saw
just
the
want.
new Angelina Jolie movie today on HBO Max.
Oh, that he who wants does harm on me or something like that.
Those who wish me dead.
That's that. Whatever.
No, I was laughing because it was kind of close, but not at all.
Yeah, that's.
It's okay. It's okay. It's watchable. It's not amazing. It's okay. There's some good actors in it. It's okay. Aiden Gillian's in it. Littlefinger, he's in it.
Yeah, I saw that he was in it.
Nicholas Holt is in it.
I was going to say, isn't Beast from the X-Men also in that?
Yeah, this Nicholas Holt. Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I just saw I saw the face. I'm like, it's the guy from X-Men First Class. Cool. What I'm excited for is Loki that could be coming out. It's coming out soon on Disney Plus. Oh my god, I'm so excited
I
for
was
that
just
show.
thinking about this. I know I kind of said this before about how I don't love that Disney does the one episode at a time thing. I don't really think that's how they see those any show is really even meant to be watched. Like watch it and then a week later, after you forget all the minute details of the last episode, right? You watch another one. Like I just really have a recast and stuff. I really don't. I think that a lot of directors rather have it all at once. I'm assuming they would like it that way.
Yeah,
I could be wrong. I mean, listen, that's how I enjoy it that way when I can. I mean, just because of those reasons. Like you just remember all these little things you maybe forgot from the last episode. And
see, I liked the way they did it with WandaVision because it was already in like a television universe to begin with. Which was kind of obvious to everybody that was watching that. I honestly think the weakest so far of the TV shows out of the two is definitely Falcon and Winter Soldier. I feel like they kind of constrained everything. They could have fleshed it out over maybe like 10 episodes rather than because I love the ending. The ending's great, but like I wish they would have done more with like the flag smashers, all those kind of guys, because that was an interesting like team, and I wanted to see what they would have done with the lady that died. Spoiler if you haven't watched it, by the way. But yeah, I think
I was just gonna say I love Wyatt Russell in that. I think a lot of it is because of how many people hated him for it, but it's because people hated him for it. Because they hated the character, which means he's fucking knocking it out of the park. That's what that means. He's fucking crushing it, man. So, and he was. That's by far the best thing I've seen him in. There's a lot of things I've seen him in, and I'm like, Wyatt Russell isn't that really that great of an actor. He's just not really. But he's like he was fantastic in this show. Like, I mean, honestly, like leaps and bounds above anything I've seen him in. Like it seemed almost like a different actor. Because at first I'm like, that's Wyatt Russell, but he was crushing this. So maybe because his experience and stuff. I mean, like Channing Tatum got better, right? So like it happens. But I mean, this is the best thing I've seen. It actually makes me want to see him again in other things. I think he's fucking killing it. And I know was it Agents, whatever. Oh, spoilers! I fucked it up. My bad.
Yeah. Way to go, Tim. Way to go. I'm gonna reset your Disney Plus password now. Oh, what?
Don't you dare reset my password. It's fucked up. Even though I'm pretty sure I could fix that. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I could. Yeah, you have to use my email and shit.
I'm using your email. That would be a fun night, like just fucking with you, sending you like password resets to your email, like as a troll.
It's a little funny. Okay, yeah.
Just be drunk raying it the entire time and like password reset, and then I'd fucking realize, oh, I can't log in now. Shit.
Yeah, like drunk Tim likes
Thank you.
talking to
We now know Casey Jones's
drunk Ray.
password. Congratulations. Turd Ferguson is his password. Big small T, big F.
And
That's
that's it's a funny name. It's a funny name.
good. uh,
Love Norm Macdonald.
me too.
I love Norm Macdonald.
Oh man, but yeah,
Ray, we should become cops, Ray.
no.
I think. Listen, I just decided to take this podcast in a completely different turn. Yeah, why not, man? Listen, I feel like we're the kind of cops people need nowadays, man. Like, hey, you guys need some help? Like, you need some help? Like, bro, you can't be doing this, bro. You can't be, dude. Listen, can you stop doing this? If you do it again, I'm gonna have to, dude. I know. I wish you could too, but you can't, man. And I gotta, it's like, kind of dangerous to other people, bro. I don't know, dude. I gotta arrest you. It sucks. I know it sucks, but I think that would be the perfect cops for now. You'd be the perfect cops.
I honestly think that would be me when I'm like arresting them, going like, I know this sucks, dude, but like, we'll get you out possibly if you're innocent. If you're guilty, I don't know what to tell you, to be honest with you. I can't help you on that one, but we'll look into it and we'll try and do something.
It's gonna be like when I call box on
we're actually getting to it, but we've gone off on a thing. Vigo, who's a new listener, thank you for watching. We appreciate you.
We promised that we do. Now we're just on different shit. Yeah, it's usually about half the show. But listen, if we only talked about it, we'd go insane. So
yeah.
As much as we like it, like anything, there's not one thing we could talk about without going nuts. So, yeah. Anyway, we don't have to go down that rabbit hole like that.
Welcome to MMAHD or no? Welcome to MMADD Radio. Everybody.
MMADD, yeah. It's funny because you couldn't even say it. It just kind of proves your point. Yeah. All right. Anyway, I wanted to go down a whole thing about us becoming cops because I think we'd be great at it.
Yeah. I think we'd be okay.
Or terrible, depending on who you're talking to. But I think nowadays we'd be the kind of cops you'd want. Like, bro, come on, bro. That's us.
Put it down, dude. Put it down.
Please. Like, I don't need this, man. Just come on, man. That's us. Come on, man. Come on, man, cops.
She has a penis, all man. Right. You paid for it. It's okay. No need to be angry.
I think cops really, it seems like, it's like it's the ultimate customer service. Customer is your community.
Yeah,
right? But I don't think people feel that way. The cops don't, like, not quite that way. They're like, we're authority figures or whatever. I'm like, yeah, you're kind of like the regional manager of this area, at the Applebee's, but it's a community, right? And hey, you do wear a name tag,
That is true.
And I'm not trying to belittle the job. Not at all. I respect cops. But the thing is, well, the good ones, obviously, not the assholes. That's everything. But yeah, I don't know. Sometimes you get treated like this. That's your job. Just to take care of your area, man. Just take care of them. It's not to go in brute force and like fuck everybody up, man. Just take care of everybody. Take care of everybody. Anyway, fights. We were talking about Chandler and Oliveira a little earlier.
Yes. And this is the main event of the evening for UFC 262, live on the ESPN Plus app.
What are the odds? The odds? They have the odds?
Casey Jones. What the fuck are we talking about?
Becoming cops. Right? I just started becoming cops. Just all of a sudden. Why not?
We'd be nice cops. We'd be okay. Oh, man.
Well, what's the line here? Does you get the line on here?
Let's look at the gambling line for this fight. You got Charles Oliveira at minus 134 and Chandler as the underdog at plus 110. Kind of a pick'em fight too, which is nice because I think both of these guys can kind of light each other up in this fight. And I'm to be honest with you, no shit, sir. No shit. Thank you, Vigo Stockholm Virus. We appreciate you. And we know this. We're comics, sir. We're comics. And we're amazing. We're funny.
We are a mess, but that's kind of what. Listen, okay, we're talking about the same thing in a structured order. That bore the hell out of me. Sometimes I have something in my head that pops up, and I'm like, "Hey, Ray needs to hear this. People need to hear this." Right? Do they really? No, but I'm just decided that they're going to. But yes, that's why we're the most fun, right? You want us to like in suits, just screaming about people's legacies the whole time, or top 5 list every day, and screaming about that. You want that? I mean, there's plenty of shows for that, man. And we go all over the place, and we're fantastic, lovable messes.
We'll get to that Mark McGuire thing, but I feel like we should talk about at least some fights and then sprinkle in conversation in between. Casey, he was like, "What about Mark McGuire?" We'll get to that after we cover some fights. How about that?
Now we're getting heckled. Now we're getting heckled because we're not talking about fights enough. We're not boring enough, Ray. Actually, sir, thank you for being here because we love everyone that watches our show.
Everybody is awesome. No, because honestly, we're not rolling around in shit. We're not the aristocrats.
Sucking and fucking and stuff. Yeah, that's the aristocrats.
The aristocrat.
Anyway, the thing about this fight, man, is like, I don't know. Like, this is one I'm like, I have no idea. I honestly don't have an opinion. I don't know who's going to win. My opinion is that I'm super excited for it. It's going to be awesome. This is really one of those I'm like, bro, I don't know. So I guess I'll break it down this way. Like, what needs to happen for each of them to win, I guess, in my opinion. Well, this is the thing. If Oliveira gets on top of Chandler, it becomes a grappling match. He's a better grappler. However, Chandler's a fantastic wrestler. Have a good time getting him down in those positions, right? And if he gets you down, you got to get in advantageous positions. And Oliveira is good off of his back, but Chandler has been doing this a long time and has fought great guys who are also great on his back. And it's not like he's going to be really easy to submit from there. He's been doing this a very long time. He's very good at it. And on the feet, they both have pop. Like Oliveira can pick you apart. He has TKOs, and Chandler, we saw what he did against Dan Hooker, and he's knocked a lot of people out. Geesh. So I get this is the most obvious statement you can. It's just pretty much going to be the score. Whoever scored more points wins. Statement. Pretty much. But it's just whoever executes their game plan the best. Which is, I mean, listen. I'm making fun of myself for saying that, although I see a lot of people on other shows saying the same thing and making it seem like it's a big light bulb that it has shining up. Like, hey, I have this great strategy. They have to do good. Good job, buddy. Good job. But I'm making fun of myself for saying it. But it's really true. Man, so who's the best at getting out of bad spots? Well, Chandler's had the bigger fights. Some people may say no because of Bellator. He's fought for titles. Oliveira has not fought for titles. And until the Tony Ferguson fight, he didn't win the big one. He kind of lost it when he, because he's been great for years. But when he got his chance, he didn't. He kind of that's why he kind of fell through for a while. That has not been happening lately. He's really found his own. He's been crushing people. What he did against Tony Ferguson is amazing. Man. Geesh, I don't know, man. This is like the one time that I don't know if I can make a pick because it would. I'll make one, but like back and forth, man. Because I can see this happen both ways. Oh, all right. I'm gonna pick Charlie Olives. He's just been looking so damn good lately, right? But man, Chandler's good, man. He's fucking great, and I'm really curious to see both the strategies. What Chandler's going to do? He's going to try to wrestle him, and smother him. And listen, if he wrestles him and gets him on his back and just doesn't get submitted, he'll win the fight. But 5 rounds, it's a long time to do that against someone with that kind of jiu-jitsu pedigree. And the main point is that I'm super excited for this because I don't know what's going to happen. So I'm super, super excited. Nothing will surprise me in this fight.
Agreed.
Except for maybe Chandler getting a submission, but not even that much. Like, I don't think it's going to happen, but it wouldn't surprise me that much. Like, I mean, we're not as much as the Anthony Hernandez submission we saw a couple of months ago, right? Nothing like that. But he'd have to beat him up, and it'd be one of those things where he caught his neck because he's beat him up so bad. It wouldn't be just he beat him up with just straight jiu-jitsu skill. But I don't know, man. I'm just excited. I'm that excited. I have no idea what's going to happen. I have guesses, but they're going to be way off. I mean, I just gave you my guesses. I'm really excited because this is like the first time where I just don't I have no clue. I really have no clue, and that's great. It's exciting because I just guarantee something cool is going to happen. I could not see this being boring any way, shape, or form. That's the one thing I'll say. If this is boring, I'll be super surprised. There's no way.
I agree
Even
with
if it
you.
just stands up on the feet, even if they have a kickboxing match, they've both done that a lot and they knock people out. So that's fine too.
Yeah, but like, here's my thing with this fight, and I've been running around on this for a while now, just after it's been announced and everything. To me, honestly, just because has Charles Oliveira done a 5-rounder yet?
I don't know.
Because that's going to be a big factor in this fight. Is Charles Oliveira has had some pretty fucking sexy knockouts, and a lot of really good ground base. Oh God, Tim left. What happened? What happened? He's coming back.
Are you there?
Yeah.
Okay, it happened to both of us.
No, did it? Because it only happened to me or you.
I saw. Okay, it may have been me because I saw it happen to you on my screen. So it may have been just me if you didn't see it happen to.
Yeah, I saw you go off screen, so I assumed it was you, to be honest with you.
Okay. Well, like I said, both of us went my end, so it probably is me. Anyway, what were you saying? Keep going.
What I was going to say is, I mean, Michael Chandler's had some 5-round wars in Bellator. He was obviously the 155 champion there. And if Oliveira really hasn't had that many 5-round fights, I look at the gas tank, and this could end up.
Oh, I think there's zero chance he gasses out. I'll say that too.
You never know. I mean, it could be one of those things.
You think everyone's going to gas? You don't have faith in anyone's cardio.
No,
did you say that about Martin Vittori, who's always had good cardio? You assumed he was going to gas out for some reason. I still have not figured out at this point, at this time, till this time, I have figured out why you thought that. And when you said it, I called you out on it. I'm like, what did you get? What have you seen that makes you get to that opinion or that guess? And I still don't understand it. Yeah, but it hasn't. Number one, he doesn't have that much, and also it's never happened before. It's never been a problem. So, and it wasn't in that fight. So Ray's insane. Ray doesn't know anything.
I have been certified at one point.
Oh, it's gonna be like that. We're gonna have that kind of show. We're just gonna get really dark and depressed here in a minute.
No, it was actually one of those moments where you realize you're not that crazy and you can go back into like life because you're like around like true crazy. So it was sort of an eye-opening like awakening almost. And I just also got some news. If it's true, I'm going to be really sad. But we'll talk about that Monday possibly because it's this fresh news. That I will not talk about because it means my childhood is dying and I'm getting old, and I don't like that.
You are, and it is. So
I know.
There you go, buddy.
That's why I drink, sir.
Yeah.
We're getting back to Chandler and Oliveira. I was just
gonna say Oliveira. I was just gonna answer a question you had. Oliveira had I don't think he's went the distance in a 5-round fight, but he has had a 5-round fight before.
Okay.
He had one with Kevin Lee, but he submitted him.
Okay.
But honestly, dude, it would surprise me so much if he had a cardio problem. Really, it would surprise me.
You never know.
And I would apologize to you on the show if he has a cardio problem. I'm not saying he won't be the less fresh fighter in the 5th round, but it's a real problem. This is a real problem? I don't think so.
To me, I'm going to say this. I agree with you that I think Charles Oliveira is going to win this fight. I'm almost going to put cash on it myself and try to at least win an extra $100 off of this. But no, I honestly, the thing with Charles Oliveira is, one, he's probably going to be the bigger fighter. 2, really is going to take, after seeing what he did to Dan Hooker, Michael Chandler very seriously when it comes to striking. I can see him keeping the distance for most of this and then just cracking Michael Chandler with just a nice hook or a nice long, just straight punch and putting Michael Chandler out. Now, Michael Chandler, what he needs to do is high fucking energy for most of that fight. Don't do a lot of takedowns. Don't do a lot of those just because of the high level defense that Charles Oliveira will have and also the high level jiu-jitsu he has. I honestly think Charles Oliveira is going to win this just on striking alone. If we're being honest, Chandler could shut his lights off, but I don't see that being a thing. Like I see Charles Oliveira kind of controlling everything about this fight.
What you just did is say that Charles Oliveira is going to beat him on the feet, but then you told Michael Chandler to fight him on the feet. So that didn't make a whole lot of sense.
No, I'm giving Michael Chandler credit here for having pop, but I think he's going to be more of trying to be a counter.
You say what he needs to do is not try to grapple with him and take him down, but then you say he's going to get beat on the feet. So wouldn't this his best chance to maybe? So you think he has no shot either way, either on the ground or the feet, he's going to get beat.
Yeah, I don't see.
That's possible.
This being competitive in a like more than 2 or 3 rounds. To be honest with you, somebody's getting caught somehow.
Man, you know what?
I see a knockout in this fight.
It's a hell of a win for whoever wins it if they knock somebody out or finishes somebody, no matter who it is. And like I said, nothing will surprise me in this fight. Like was someone being dominant. Dude, Michael Chandler being dominant wouldn't surprise me. Oliveira, it wouldn't surprise me. None of it would. And I'm excited for it. But you said Oliveira is the bigger fighter. You mean but lengthwise? Because he's the featherweight. I mean, he's the featherweight most of his career, and he had to move up the lightweight because I mean, Chandler's like a bulky, jacked 155. This is not tall. Right. He has the length on him. He has the reach on him. But I mean, as far as just size, I mean, Chandler's a beast at 155. He's a monster.
Yeah, he's a little tornado, which is nice. And I see this almost going that Gregor Gillespie fight where they do have some sexy scrambles on the ground.
Oh, I love that so much. That was so great. So I wish more fights were like that. They're fun. It's another thing. Our friend Andrew Law, he fights. He's a pro fighter from Dover, Ohio, or this area, and we've had him on the show a couple times. That's a lot of his game, and he makes a lot of his fights that fight, and I love it. I love it. I mean, it's a little hard to watch it when you're live because you're trying to see the angles and shit, but I think it's great. And I think it's some of the most fun when guys have just great ground games and those scrambles. Sometimes it becomes a stalemate. That's kind of boring, but when they have great scrambles like that fight. Speaking of great scrambles, this Dariush Ferguson fight could be that too. These are both guys that both have that game as well. But they also can knock people the fuck out. So this is another one. Tony Ferguson has switched his training up. I think he's working with Freddie Roach, which that's never not a good idea.
No, agreed with you on that for sure.
Dariush is that on tear? Tony Ferguson lost those last 2 fights, and I guess super tough dudes, but they had his number in those fights for sure, and that doesn't happen to Tony Ferguson very often.
And I called the second fight.
I believe you. I don't remember, but I believe you. Really the only calls that I really remember, like the Poirier Connor, because I went really hard in the paint on that one, and I was right. So, but Dariush has been on the tear. Tony Ferguson did lose the last 2. The thing about those last 2 fights, or even after the Gaethje fight, you think, man, maybe it was good he didn't fight Habib, or at least the Oliveira fight, because he took him down and beat him on top. And you're like, oh, dude, if he can do it, you figured Habib would absolutely do it because he doesn't have, takedown abilities as Habib. But we're talking about Dariush 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 consecutive wins in the Ultimate Fighting Championship. Most of them were finishes. I think 4 finishes out of 6. And that last fight was that really close but really great scrambling exhibition with Diego Ferreira. That was fantastic. That may happen with Tony Ferguson again. I don't know. I mean, the same thing with Fiera. They're both guys who have great hands, but also they have great ground games, and it just happened to go that way. Or Darius wanted it to go that way. So we'll see. We'll see what who imposes their will and what their will be. Because I don't know what the strategy you're going to be for either of these guys. Do they want to fight it on the ground? They're just going to go in there and see what happens. That may be happening. Just wherever the fight goes, they're all very comfortable. This is another one I don't know, man. I love Dariush, and I kind of want him to get the respect I think he deserves, but I don't want people to think Tony's done at the same time. So I'm gonna pick picking Dariush. I'm picking Dariush, but again, I don't know, but I'm picking Dariush. What's the odds here?
Let me pull up the odds right now for everybody. And while we have this moment, Ferguson is a plus 25, and Beneil Dariush is a minus 152.
Okay. All right, so Dariush is the favorite, but not a huge favorite.
Not a huge favorite.
That sounds all right. That sounds all right, just because of what Tony's looked like his last two fights. However, he's fought monsters, right? So
yeah.
What are you going to do? And he's getting older, but I still think he's got fight in him. Like, listen, like I said, working your hands with Freddie Roach is never a bad thing.
No, not at all. Especially a legend in boxing like him. I mean, whenever I hear somebody's going to Freddie Roach, it's usually to improve. I honestly wish like McGregor would go to him. To be honest with you. Because he's been kind of sloppy lately. I
heard he's doing a little bit of a Rocky IV thing himself. He's kind of going away from his family and kind of roughing it a little bit for his training, which he probably needs if he wants to, compete at that level. Because I don't know if I don't know. I'm sure it's very difficult when you came from where he comes from. Now that you have all the money he has and that drive, still have that drive to want to be the best in the world at your sport. That's rough, man. So, I mean, the fact if he comes back and has a great camp and has a great fight with Poirier and wins, I give so much credit to that guy. Already have a lot of respect for the dude for a million reasons, but this would really be impressive.
I'm very excited though about this Tony Ferguson fight, just because of the mental sparring that he did with Michael Chandler at the press conference. Did you see that clip from the press conference?
What? No.
Tony Ferguson got into it with Michael Chandler, of all people, and said that they're ducking, or he was ducking him in January. And then it's just shit talk. But here's my favorite part about it. Tony Ferguson won MMA Twitter today by at the fact that trending yesterday and I believe part of today, the saying was you have Dana White privilege. He said that.
That's funny.
And the internet exploded. I believe the MMA holes will be selling a t-shirt or trying to sell a t-shirt that says Dana White privilege. I saw that on their Twitter earlier and I was like, that's fucking dope, dude. Like, and to learn what it was and Tony Ferguson being who Tony Ferguson is, I would love to see a Chandler Ferguson fight for like Tony's last fight in the UFC kind of thing. I think both of those guys would complement each other well. But I want to go to this point. I called it after the Gaethje fight. You, my friend, were being like, give Tony a chance, give Tony a chance. And I was absolutely right when I said that Justin Gaethje took a piece of Tony Ferguson's ass and took it with him into the cave that Justin Gaethje went back into after that monstrous performance. And I'm still worried about Tony's performances just because of he took a beating against Justin Gaethje, a straight up prison yard. I'm wearing a t-shirt from Oz level beating. Like he fucked him up. And for if Dariush actually gets a win over Tony Ferguson, I think he's now in the running as a contender for the UFC lightweight title if he does if Dariush beats him spectacularly. If it's one of those, if it goes to 3 rounds, give Tony another fight. If he wins this one, if he gets embarrassed, he gets maybe one more shot, just because of and it's not his fault. I'm not saying that it's one of those things where he should hang it up immediately, but his last fight was really sloppy and really hesitant, and he took a fucking just thrashing at the hands of Justin Gaethje, which didn't help him against Charles Oliveira at all.
Some fighters are better than him, and the 2 fighters he lost to are just better than him.
Yeah,
that happens, man. Is everyone in that division better than him? I don't think so. Is Dariush? Very possibly. I don't know. We'll see. I like to see Tony at least have a good showing, but it's not possible. And even if he does get, same thing with Cowboy. I mean, he got knocked out in the first round. They said they're going to give him another fight. I don't think Tony's done. It's 2 losses to monsters. I think, and usually he's the guy. And listen, he's already shows, even though if his skills weren't up to par in that fight compared to the other guys, he still has iron chin and iron will, and he's insane, and he's super fun to watch fight. So, listen, I really don't think you push anybody out until it's to the point that they're not entertaining anymore or they're getting themselves hurt, which is what they did with Diego. But I don't think that's happening with Tony Ferguson right now. But we'll see what happens Saturday. But I'm picking Dariush.
Okay, I'm going to pick Dariush as well. I see 2nd round KO actually from Dariush.
3 rounds. I don't think he'll finish him in 3 rounds.
I think he will. To be honest, this is not the same Tony Ferguson we saw until that lightweight title fight, or the interim lightweight title fight that we saw. I mean, he didn't look like the Tony Ferguson of old at all in that fight. I mean, El Kakui was pretty much was found and killed on sight by Justin Gaethje. Especially in that Charles Oliveira fight, he was DOA on arrival, dude.
Almost every other fight, and that was they were taking the punishment that Ferguson was taking against Gaethje, they would have been done in the 3rd round. Right? Tony Ferguson is not a normal human being. That's why I said it's going to be very difficult to take him out in 3 rounds. But we'll see. I mean, the Dariush has pop. It's not impossible, but I'd be surprised if we knocked him out.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm very hesitant to get back on the Tony ride, just because
again, this is your game, is to push out everybody. You just want 17 to 18-year-olds in the UFC. You want everyone over 30 gone.
Not everyone over 30.
Everyone except for Jan Blachowicz. Just Jan Blachowicz and a bunch of 20-year-olds. Connor, Jan Blachowicz, and 20-year-olds. No Russians.
Okay.
No Russian. We'll see this from. Okay, so there's 4 or 5. And 20-year-olds. No Russians. Just North Americans and Connor. Yeah.
What's his name? The other guy who wore the black hat. I can't remember his name.
That terrible Chris Hemsworth movie when he plays a hacker. Black hat.
No, he recently won. Dulashvili. I like Dulashvili. He's a really good fighter.
I said this before. I think he can beat everyone in that division right now.
Yeah, he's a monster.
I think he could. He's very good. But also, I wasn't being sarcastic or anything, Ray, when I was saying that. I was saying, hey, yeah, give me all the examples of people you think should stay in the UFC that's over 30. That's exactly what I was saying. Yeah, good job, Ray.
Hey, I mean, I'm just looking at it from a very pragmatic fan who's watching his childhood heroes go down in flames, and it's like
you really do get defensive a lot with anything I say. No, that's not how I feel, not how I am. Here are examples. I get all these texts, and I'm like, Ray.
If I'm in a debating mood, I will debate until people give up, and that means I won.
Listen, that's why I let you win all the time, because I know we realize this, but when you say, I have to look at things and I'm like, is this worth me? Listen, a lot of times it could be something about that you have. I think your opinion is completely whack, but I respect your right to have that opinion. That's fine. But I'm like, what? What am I going to get out of arguing with this and Ray via text message? And I'm like, nothing positive. Nothing positive. It's just going to frustrate me, which is stupid. Why would I put myself in that situation? That's dumb. I'm just going to be like, no, that's just, it's not fun. It's just silly. It's not worth my time. So I'm just like, all right, Ray, you win. I forfeit all arguments usually, except for on this podcast. Podcast is different. Other things, I'm just like, no, that's cool, Ray. Whatever you say, that's cool. Because it's not worth my time. It's not worth. That's why I say I let you chase your tail, because I let you argue with yourself.
But I don't. I just throw facts out. I'm not even arguing at that point.
I kept sending you gifs of dogs chasing their own tail.
And that made me mad, by the way.
I know it did,
like, he's not playing along.
Which is hilarious. That's why I kept doing it. And then, but you proved my point. You even changed the subject. I wasn't even talking about what you guys were arguing about on Facebook, you and another comic. I wasn't even talking about that. I was just making a joke that, like, I just let you go. And you start talking about that thing you were talking about, and then you even changed the subject without me saying a word. I'm like, this is proving my point. That's you chasing your tail. You're arguing with yourself. I love you for it. It's hilarious, but I'm just like, you just go, Reggie. This is not worth my time.
Yeah, I vent a lot,
especially I really hate doing it over text messages or stuff. If we were talking, it'd be different. But I just hate doing that. It makes me more frustrated, and it's slower. And then, like, Ray Highclack will send you the 3-paragraph text. Here's points. It has bullet points, right?
Yeah.
It has a PDF attached.
Right. The sad thing is, I actually look on my fucking keyboard for, like, the dot, like the actual, like, bullet points, so I can put those in. I really do that shit because it makes it a lot easier for me to get a point across. I am so OCD with my arguments. Like, I actually have, like, things in my head I want to, like, say. It's creepy. I think I'd be a good debater, to be honest with you. A master debater, if you will.
So, have you ever I don't know if they've changed the rules, but have you ever seen a competitive college debate now?
No.
It's ridiculous. I don't know if they changed the rules or not, but they speak their own language, and it's not like people who don't speak it or know what's happening. You wouldn't be able, like, if we were in the audience, we would not know what they were saying. I don't even know how to explain it unless you look at the video. You have to find the video. It's just they take giant breaths and they talk as fast as possible to get as many points in as possible. It has nothing to do with, like, articulation or the way you present it. It's just how fast you talk and you get all the points in. And they literally, it's like, that's literally what it is. And it's weird. And it's like not the kind of debate. It is, and it's not a spectator sport. Like, if you watch old school debates, right? There's that Denzel Washington movie, The Great Debaters. It's not like that at all. It's just, like I said, it's not. They just saying it. Oh man, I forget what they call it. They have a word for it, but it's just it's no articulation and no. I mean, they have sentences, but they talk as fast as they possibly can. And I think they also use, like, abbreviations and stuff. The only people that know it are the people that do it. And so you have to have people who are versed in that kind of debating to judge it. And if you watch it, you have no idea what's happening. It's
that's weird to me. I like to have
and unfortunate, I think, but
I like to draw out debates. I like that shit. I don't know why, but I love having those long form conversations with people and, like, pulling out.
Sometimes they can be fun, man. But when it's something's it's not worth it. Especially, like I said, especially during the text and like me and my mental health. I just try to avoid things I know that will frustrate me if I can at all time. Like, I try to learn to do that.
I'm sorry, as much as possible. You.
Well, I just when I ignore it, I ignore it, and it's fine. We'll talk about it another time when we're face to face, because I really don't like doing it like that. But I try a confrontation as much as possible. I think everyone tries to, but not everyone. There's people that live for it. There's people that live for confrontation. That's how they, And I'm not that guy at all. It's fun on the show. It's fun here, but besides that, I'm not that guy, and it's not worth my time. And it makes me frustrated more than usual. And I'm like, how do I listen? I try to avoid things that make me more sad. or
Mhm.
frustrated as much as possible. So yeah, that's why one of the reasons why I just say, yeah, you know what, Ray, you got this. You can just do it yourself, argue with yourself, and
See,
I'll
I
come
just
back
have
later.
generalized anger disorder, so it's like it just flows sometimes out. And when I'm in public, I try to like keep it internalized, just because it's like, it's not worth
That's
it in
why
public.
I kept going at you with those gifs, the dog chasing its tail. Although
And I
you
kept
did,
getting more frustrated.
I know that's why I kept doing it because I knew it would eventually blow over. But I knew it's like at the time it was really frustrating you. But I'm like, dude, I'm like in an hour he's gonna be like, this is silly.
No, I fell asleep, I think, and then I was fine the next day.
So what you're saying is that you chased your tail so much that you fell asleep.
Yeah, yeah.
So
I
again,
wind myself up, man.
again,
Like I,
that's what I was saying when I said that other comic, but when you guys were arguing, I said that just because this is what I do.
uh,
And obviously, I put it there for you to see it. It wasn't like
well,
I was
he
doing
looks like
behind your
he
back.
coaches
I
arena
wanted you to see
football
it.
anyway. So,
Sure, and you do too. Are you kidding me? No, you
uh,
look like a high school girls volleyball coach. You really do.
no, I would definitely be that drunk, and I had this drunk track coach who would just show up to show up after like a couple beers to practice, and be like, "Looks good, you're fine."
Okay.
That would
Listen,
be
I got asked to coach a tennis team a year or two ago. High school
really
tennis team. I told you this story, didn't I?
no.
Marty Drexler school. Kind of like Marty Drexler's a teacher. They're thinking about it, and they're like, "Will you do it? Will you do it for free?" I'm like, "Yeah, the first year I do it for free." Yeah, because it's right by the courts are here, and I would like to. I'm like, I'm not a great player. I mean, I could figure out how to coach probably, but I would like to try to teach some kids tennis that don't. I don't know, but we wouldn't be any good. We'd be terrible. But I would do it. I still would do it. I mean, if they could find someone more qualified, they should do that. But I would, and I probably would enjoy it. I think I would.
When I shouldn't have been doing it, but I was a coach for Menor High School's JV team, and I was an embarrassment. Like I was terrible. I was like 19 years old. I was an idiot. I had just come off of my ADHD medication,
That's always rough.
which always is a good time. Let me tell you. If I would have
Gosh,
done it
it took
now,
me
I think I'd
four
be a better
months.
coach.
It took three,
Huh?
4 months. I think it took me 3 or 4 months to function. Um, well, I still don't think I function normally because I do have ADHD and I'm not medicated. And it helped when I was medicated, but my doctors wanted to be off the hook for any controlled. So I understand that, but that's not great for me. But as far as the being so lethargic, I can't do anything. It took like
Mhm.
3 or 4 months for me to get that out of my system.
And I was
It was
angry all the
rough.
time. Like I was more angry than normal kind of thing. Um,
Honestly, I was surprised that I actually kind of got over it because at the time I'm like, this is going to be forever. How am I going to live? And then it took a while, but
yeah. Yeah, I just found things that are, interesting to me and kind of latched onto those and grew with it kind of thing. Um, yeah, it turned into one of them turned into a career. Yay! Which is always fun. But yeah, man, I don't know. I always what was I gonna say? Like, yeah, when I coached, my record was 0-16. I didn't win a game
yeah,
as a coach. I was an assistant for my brother's JV team is like freshman year or sophomore year, something like that. But yeah, we sucked. We were not great at all. But yeah, it was fun. You know who is great though? Edson Barbosa. Gonna enjoy that fight.
what about Schnell? I'll talk about Schnell afterwards.
Oh, the do yeah yeah. Let's do the Shane Burgos fight beforehand. Versus Edson Barbosa. We
Okay,
got in this one.
hold on. Let me look the records up. Barbosa's lost a couple in a row, right? But they haven't been it's not like he's getting knocked out. They've been insanely close decisions. I can't remember how many in a row it is now. Because I was waiting to talk about the Matt Schnell fight, but someone decided to go out of order without telling me and make me look unprofessional. I'm not going to say any names.
No, this one's before the Schnell fight.
Oh, not on my card.
Oh well, this is the.
Well, I mean, we're going
UFC.
this, but we're going down. We're going down
Yeah,
this way. Yeah, this what I'm seeing
I
right
was
here.
gonna skip the girl fight. Nobody cares about that one.
They're tough. Chukadian's tough. You guys all thought she was gonna lose her last fight. I knew you and Andrew Law, and I gave you guys shit because I went pretty hard in the paint for her too. I remember that one.
Yeah,
What the hell am I looking for? Oh, Barbosa. Oh, I know he lost to Paul Felder. I know he lost to Dan Ige. I don't remember what else happened. Was there another one?
not that I can.
He's
remember.
lost. Oh no, he won his last fight. Okay, and he lost 3 in a row to Justin Gaethje, Paul Felder, Dan Ige, and then he lost. Then he had a win against Dan Hooker. He had a loss against Kevin Lee and a loss against Habib. But his last fight, he Marquin. I don't remember this fight. Marquin Arkahani. He had a decision win against him. Shane Burgos, dude, I remember that one of my favorite fights of last year. One of the best fights of last year was the Josh Emmett Shane Burgos fight. That fight was so good, and that was his last fight against Emmett. So these guys were both guys who like to stand and have great exchanges, and it's going to be a really great fight. I think Barbosa's going to have a good fight. I think he's going to win, but it's going to be fun because Burgos is a guy who's always really exciting when he fights. So I'm picking Barbosa. However, I expect a really fun fight because Burgos doesn't have unfun fights.
I'm gonna pick Shane Burgos in this, and honestly,
You trying to push it Barbosa now too?
I'm gonna just
you
shove him
are.
out the door. Hold on, let me get my big business hat on. It's right here. It's still got the tag for gangster credit, which is always nice.
We need to get you like a tiny door, right?
Yeah.
Throwing shit through it. We get you a little doll, a generic like doll of a fighter. It looks like a fighter. Could be anybody. And a little door, and you're like pushing him out the door, right? You want some props? You're the prop guy. I thought.
Flick it like a paper football.
I watched some of your guy Kumia today.
Yeah. How'd you like that interview? I finished it before the show.
Oh, I didn't finish it. I watched like half hour so far, but look, I've told you before that I respect the dude a whole lot. I just never listened to him too much, so that's that. But when Rogan was talking about him doing karaoke in his house on a green screen with a gun, I'm like, that's amazing. That's fantastic. That sounds like a ton of fun. I'm going to start doing that. That's just great.
Crazy gun guy karaoke. Yeah, I used to watch that stuff to go to sleep sometimes. If I knew he was going to be live streaming, I was like, I have to watch this fucking lunatic just with all of his guns. And I love Anthony. I'm a Compound Media subscriber. I followed him when he left XM. And like I if it was, and I'm going to tell him this when they come to the Funny Stop in August, that
Watch
to
our
me,
podcast.
What?
You tell them to watch the podcast.
No,
they need a sports show. Like I said, if we could do all sports. We could do that. We could handle that. I think.
Can you handle Opie and Anthony fans though?
Maybe not. No, I think I get used to it. Look, we had a heckler today.
We've had a few, which is nice.
Yeah.
But no, I don't know, because I mean, how can I put this? Pests and Opie and Anthony fans, like we talk about toxic fandom. We've talked about toxic fandom on this show. Opie and Anthony fans will dox the shit out of you just to be like heard.
Definitely a network because it's behind a paywall, and for a certain kind of fans, it's definitely something that you have to curb what you do to that audience for sure.
Yeah.
That would, I mean, other networks that aren't and behind paywalls, and, maybe not, but just do your own thing. But I think, I mean, you'd have to find a balance of like what you want to do and also like figure out how to do it for that audience, right? It's like comedy too. Like like you're doing a joke and you think, oh, this is great the way I do it, and like the audience don't quite get it this way. They're weirded out by the way I'm doing it. So you got to figure out how to do it so people laugh at it, right? It's kind of the same thing, but it's your audience is a very specific kind of audience.
Oh God, are they? Uh,
I'm also kind of looking forward to that. What is it? August?
August 23rd through the 25th, I think it is.
Okay.
I'm bringing my one friend as like an emotional rock, so I don't embarrass myself in front of Anthony, which probably will happen. I will probably embarrass myself in front of him and just feel like a total ass for even doing it. And my goal though is, and I've said this many times, if it wasn't for him and Opie, I wouldn't be the big fan of stand-up that I am. It would have been like, oh, I'll watch these guys on Comedy Central and blah 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 blah. But like doing it, the Traveling Virus Tour in 2006 was that day where I was like, one day I will do stand-up comedy. That was without a doubt the day where I was like, this can be fucking great, and I want to be a part of this. So, and yeah, that Rogan episode's pretty good. I listened to it at work today.
I'll
and then
probably get through most of it. I'm kind of bummed that I can't watch it on my television anymore. I can listen to it, but I can't watch it on my television. So
they took that away from you. They take.
Well, I use my for my PlayStation. I use my PlayStation.
Oh, okay.
To do my streaming, and I have Spotify, but I can last time I checked, I can only do audio on PlayStation. I can do video on my phone, so I have to watch it on my phone. Because I prefer the video. I don't like sitting there just staring at the screen, the blank screen, like it's 1945, listening to the radio. But now, if I'm home, if I was doing something else, it'd be different. Right? But also, I don't have free Wi-Fi, so I don't listen to stuff in my car.
Yeah.
Which I can download it too, I guess. I never think about that.
I have unlimited data on mine, so I can I'll like put the Spotify app on. But Fire Stick, you can watch video on that, and kind of make that the fun day, just watching the video.
Roku Fire Stick.
Yeah, Roku Fire Stick. They have video.
Okay. I have a Roku, but I keep thinking about bringing it out in the living room. But I have my PlayStation hooked up there, right? So I don't want to mess. Some of the apps, dude. HBO Max is a pain in the ass on PlayStation, man. It's awful.
I can imagine.
Go all the time. It's pain in the ass. Still watch it. Some days it's good. Some days it's fine. It's never great.
But yeah, man, I'm pumped for those shows. Like because I'm gonna I will tell him stories from my perspective of that show. Just because
I don't think you need to.
No, because there's one
I
funny
think you
part.
could probably let that go. All right. Do whatever you want.
There's one hilarious moment with Opie and Anthony on stage. There really is, where they were talking about their producer Steve looking at women that were stripping on stage. I'm 17, by the way, and the Hustler girls are dancing on stage in front of me. It was such a great time. But it was he goes towards the back like curtain where everybody's coming out of, and Steve was like this, like they made fun of him for looking like a big bear basically in the homosexual community. And Anthony walks right up to the curtain and goes, I saw Steve looking at the Hustler girls. I'm looking for honey. And to me, that was a hilarious line. And I'll never forget that day as long as I live. It was a magical day because I got to see stand up for the first time. So that was crazy to me. My dad did that for me. I was so happy. Oh,
I believe you. That's cool. Look, listen, there's times I've been to places where I've seen things that made me a bit emotional. Baseball usually does that to me. Like I'm gonna be pretty excited when I see all these parks. Hopefully it all works out, and I'm gonna knock 3 out this year. I hope. That'd be great. But we also talked about we're not gonna do it. I don't think. But one of our ideas was to go to Iowa to Field of Dreams. And I'm like, dude, I guarantee you, I cry. One of my favorite movies, and not just because it's about the romance of baseball too. That's another reason. So it wouldn't just be just the movie. It's also like what the movie's about, right? And all those things about how baseball's romantic and it's a magical sport and whatnot. And yes, it is a fictional story, but it's a great story. You can stay at the house. It's expensive though. It's
Really?
like $700 a night, 5 to 7 or something.
It's not that bad for the story, to be honest with you.
It would be fun. I don't think it's really worth doing it, but I'm like, do you have the dream? Right? Do you have the dream that you were sitting at Fenway Park with Terrence Mann halfway up the first baseline eating a hot dog? Do you have that dream every time you stay in that house? I hope so.
Uh,
The cornfields are there, and they're doing a Yankees White Sox game in August. They're putting up a temporary stadium. That'd be awesome. That'd be a lot of fun.
oh hell yeah, that would be a great experience to see that whole thing and kind of.
You look at the sky view of that place. It's in the middle of nowhere for sure. So the fact that they're gonna have a Major League Baseball game there is really fun. I'm excited to see that, even on television. But they were supposed to do it last year, but something happened. I don't remember what it was. That's
yeah, nobody
they couldn't do it. Right.
You want to talk about blackout? I don't remember a lot of 2020.
I don't think any. Well, you know what? No one will forget 2020. I may forget what they did specifically, but sure. I get my shot Monday, the second one. And I heard the second one's rough, so I'm excited for that. So if we do this Monday or Tuesday, I may be sick, so it should be fun.
Well, you'll be the guinea pig because I get my first one tomorrow. I'm supposed to
First one's
work.
fine. Nothing. Except a little sore on the arm, but apparently everybody gets that, but it goes away.
Yeah. Casey has already forgot 2020. Good for you, sir or ma'am, whatever you are in 2021. I'm not gonna assume your gender.
Really, you're gonna be that guy?
Yeah. Because I think it's dumb, but that's just me.
I learned the proper. I looked this up the other day. The proper term, sir or madam, for someone who's non-binary.
What is it?
It's MX, which is also what they use before instead of Mr. or Mrs. So it said, and when I looked up, it's like, oh, you can say, excuse me, MX. I'm like, right, and it's not how you not offend someone. I'm like, I feel like everyone's going to be offended that I call MX. What if you call someone like an MX and they're like, really, you can't tell what I am? Really? Dude, I feel like it's going to offend more people than anything.
Yeah.
You tell, like, just the girl with the short haircut, you're like, I'm not 100% sure. I'm like, thank you, MX. Yeah, you're like, what? You call me what? No, that sounds awful. That's a trap. It's an absolute trap. Listen, I don't want to offend anybody. I'll call you whatever you want, but if I get it wrong, it's not on purpose. All right, it's just.
And Casey Jones does not care about gender. We appreciate that. I'm a dude. Thanks for asking.
I'm a dude. He's a dude.
What up, dude?
She's a dude. Because we're all dudes, yeah.
I don't know. I just people. Like,
you ever get high and watch Good Burger, Ray?
I've never actually watched Good Burger.
Oh, so you don't know that? All right, never mind. That's
no.
It's a song from Good Burger. Dude, I think Good Burger still holds up to this day. It is what it is. It's a movie for children, kids, but it's still. I like it. It's good. It's fun. It's funny. Sure, yeah.
But
I used to love all that. I used to love it.
Yeah, I was more of an animated guy. I was an animation guy, like Ren and Stimpy and Rocko's Modern Life, and those are that was my jam back in the day. It was like
I wanted to be on all that when I was a child. I wanted to be on all that. And yes. I think I probably could have handled it. Honestly, I think I could have done it back then. My brain was working more. I think I could have came up with sketches. I think I would have did a good job. That's what it became a terrible, horrible child actor, and I'd probably be exactly where I am right now, doing a podcast with you, getting drunk, talking about fights and being cops.
And I'd ask you questions about being on all that, and you would do a tell-all episode.
I probably would have by now. Yeah, for sure.
You would have been.
Ray, I think we're getting worse, honestly, because we get a lot of shit today. You know what? Here's the thing. Us being random and saying random stuff, talking about whatever, and being us is not going to change. It's not going. There's no way it's going to change. We could try, but then it would stop being fun for us. right?
Yeah.
We try to fit in like a little box. So either people are gonna like us or not. We have a couple people who do, right? I think again, if we are more consistent on our times, we do better. But I think a lot of times people come, they have fun with us, especially the
Yeah.
people that come from MMA holes, because they kind of do, they're kind of all over the place too. And yeah, we're a show for degenerates, man. By degenerates, for degenerates. But it's like I said, it's a lot of fun. We're having fun. And
Yes, we are.
if we try to do something, I mean, listen, we could probably do it, but it wouldn't be nearly as fun.
No.
Right. And if we're getting paid right out of the box, then maybe we could do it. But we're not. So we're gonna have fun. So we're gonna do our thing, and hopefully people are into it. What is it exactly? Just talking about fights and a bunch of nonsense. So
Yeah. That, to me, and I think I've said this on episodes.
we try to have a good time. We want you to have a good time. We try to have a good time. We want you to have a good time. Like I say on Facebook, dude, we partying. That's what we do. We party.
Yeah. We drink, we talk about fights, and then we talk about stuff we like. To me, that's what a good podcast is about. The listeners will come as everything is going. You know what I'm saying?
I think for what we're doing now, which is mostly live shows, I think we're doing all right, honestly. I mean, we're not killing it, but but we're not famous, right?
No.
And we have a niche podcast mostly because it's about a sport, one sport, specific sport. So I think we're doing all right.
Yes, we have.
As if that's ever a question.
Joe Rogan, or remind us, Casey. You're the sober one in this whole thing.
Joe
Rogan.
Joe. I don't know.
Talking about Rogan. What are we doing? I'm high.
Coffee.
We've both been drinking.
Yeah, usual. Oh, hold on. Matt Schnell. He has a replacement opponent. I want to say this before I forget about it. Rodrigo Bontorin. He has a couple losses in a row. Matt Schnell's been on a tear. Remember Matt Schnell from he was on The Ultimate Fighter and he was on Caged. Remember Caged? That MTV show?
Yeah, no, because I just my MTV MMA thing that I remember the most is Bully Beatdown. Like that's all I really. I don't remember Caged.
Okay, no, I don't remember too much either. I just know he was on it, and it was a reality show about amateur fighters, and then he's the one guy who did great off of it. Right, became pro, and he's great in the UFC. This is Matt Schnell is also the guy that I said before that. My uncle texts me and says, "Do you know who Matt Schnell is?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'm like watching him right now." At the time, he was fighting. Was it Ray Bor? Oh, no, whoever he's fighting last in Abu Dhabi. He's like, "Oh, I'm flying with his dad right now. My uncle's a pilot, and apparently his dad is a pilot as well. They're flying together. So neat, right? Again, weird 6 degrees of separation.
Yeah, you do have like your uncle sponsored fucking."
Alex Morano.
Alex Morano.
I gotta figure out the way to get a message to that guy. I was gonna wait a week because this is probably the most requests he's ever gotten after knocking out Cowboy. So I want to wait a minute, and then if he reads the message and has time, I think he'll do it.
Yeah,
I think I could be wrong. Maybe it's not his thing. He's a pretty well spoken guy. I think he'll probably, like I said, I think he'll do it. If he sees the message. I'm trying to figure out, should we do Twitter? Should we do Instagram? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. What
should we call his gym?
Instagram might be a good way because to me, Alex Morano's like one of those guys that like would read his DMs and doesn't have it run through like his agent or anything.
What I hear, he's a super nice guy.
Good.
I told you that story that we won't say more, but it's not a juicy story, really. It's not. It's just kind of private. That's all. It's not juicy. You're not really missing anything, I promise you. But it's I told you that. But my uncle says he's a really nice guy. Like I said, I saw him last week. I think it's right before he got to fight. Because he lives in the same town. He lives in the town that I lived in when I was in Texas, or I was actually in the town next to it. The Woodlands is the town I believe he lives in. And the Gracie, the Woodlands gym is the one. he works out at, and he used to. My cousin was one of his students. Ray's still trying to figure out if Alex Morono is white or not.
Well, I mean, if
we
you
can
have the
ask
name
him that.
Great White, that's
Yeah, I understand that. Yeah, well, that's what the nickname. I mean, it could be. There are plenty of white people that are very white who have Hispanic last names. I mean,
you
listen,
might be
Like
Italian, who knows?
Tom Segura looks very white, although he is his mother is Hispanic.
Yes.
So he's half, but he looks. I think he said it before. He looks mostly like his dad. He looks like your average white man.
Oh, he is white as fuck.
Yeah.
Like,
But he's not, and he speaks fluent Spanish. And
yeah, he's been doing shows in Spanish too, which is
that's
cool.
really cool. That's really cool.
All right, buddy. I think we're losing steam here.
We never talked about McGuire, but I don't think I have it in me right now.
No, we'll do that on the next episode.
Sorry, Casey. We'll make a point of it. We'll get to it. We'll make it a whole thing. We'll talk about steroids and baseball.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm down. Yeah, I think it's time we both call it a night. I got to be up in the morning because I have a regular job. Because I'm pretty like that, I guess. And I got to make that cash, son. And tomorrow I get my first vaccination. Yay!
I'm with that.
So let's see how I react. It might just be the Tim Danko show from here on out.
The first one will probably be fun. It's the second one that gets you, I hear. So I read.
Yeah, I've had people who have had both shots, and second one's usually like the worst one of it. And
my mother had nothing though. She had Moderna. What are you getting? Are you getting Moderna or Pfizer?
I don't know. Let me look if I can see it.
That's not important. I'm just saying that the side effects for Moderna are the worst apparently. However, Moderna is also the one that you haven't heard shit about.
Yeah.
Because that one's been working the best, I believe. So, also, PNC, you said something about PNC Park saying the people who've been vaccinated don't have to wear a mask. Are they going to make people show a card? Because I didn't see anything. Or are they just going to be like, honor system, bro? Because, yeah, that's going to work out. Sure.
I think they'll probably be like that Excelsior app that they've been trying to put in. And it's that they're doing in New York. But I like the fact. And if you have to show your card, you have to show your card. And by that time that we go, I'll have both of my shots. So I'll be kind of happy about that. Because of the fact that I'll be able to be like, I'm vaccinated. Woohoo, no mask.
Yeah, I think it's the Dodgers. The Dodgers have sections for fully vaccinated people.
That's creepy.
It is.
That's creepy to me.
But if they had it at the parks I was going to, I would show my card and go because I can. I want full access, bro.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, real quick. Anyone who's paying attention that isn't from the state of Ohio, you see what Governor Mike's doing?
Yeah, I saw what Daddy Mike's doing, and I'm kind of upset with him that he didn't do it sooner. To be honest with you,
but I'm talking about the lottery thing.
No, that to me that's kind of weird. By the way,
it's weird, but hey, you and I are both gonna. What it is starting. I think the end of this month for 5 weeks, every Tuesday or Wednesday, they're gonna draw a name of everyone who's had at least one shot of the vaccination in Ohio. They're just gonna put them all in a big bucket or something. I don't know. They're gonna pick one, and they're gonna give them $1 million. 5 weeks in a row.
I don't like that. It's
really
it's sort
okay.
Of
okay, right. All right. Listen, if you win, give it to me because you don't like it. Fine.
Nobody would know. Nobody would know.
Oh, I really. They probably make it a whole thing. It's a ceremony.
If I won, I would immediately go. Yeah, you're giving me that check now. I'll show you my fucking thing. I'm not getting on television. No fucking way. I'm not having somebody realize that I'm.
What if they made it a requirement? Listen. Yeah, people would blow it out of proportion because $1 million is not really that much money. There's people that every day you probably interact with people that have over $1 million and you do not know this. You don't know because it's not fuck you money. It really isn't.
No,
I
not
mean, you and
anymore.
I could probably live off of the way we live. We could probably handle $1 million for a long time, but like, it's definitely not
I
fuck
don't
you
know.
money. We could slum it for a long time with $1 million. Well, plus it's probably going to be what 500,000 after taxes, right? So I think it's 30%, right? So 700. Our buddy who was on Who Wants to Be a Millionaire won 100,000 and he kept 70 of it.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming it's something like that, pretty close to that. But
My
yeah,
my
no, that listen, I probably would I'd get a place, and maybe I'd move, but that's after that, man. I wouldn't do anything stupid. No, not enough, man.
I would
Especially
buy a
chasing
warehouse.
dreams, bro. Chasing dreams, man. You're gonna need all that money.
I would buy a warehouse, like a dilapidated sort of one, or build like my own little shed that I can live in and podcast out of that, and like have my truck outside of it and all that kind of stuff.
I'm buying the
Uh,
old McDonald's in New Philadelphia. There's an old McDonald's that was there. There's a McDonald's I went to when I grew up. It's not there anymore. It's just sitting there. Now they're selling it. Uh, I buy that bad boy. Actually, my buddy, one of my friends since elementary school, is the real estate agent. He's a listing agent on the McDonald's, which is funny because he used to work there when he was a teenager, but now he's selling it, and it's kind of full circle, kind of funny. Anyway, yeah, I probably would do that too, or something. And then I have a really hard thought. Think about moving or not. There's pros and cons. Listen, because I'm having a hard time with it now. Like I could do it right now, but there's pros and cons. Pros and cons, right? Man, you know what? The more I think about it,
is there though?
and like I said, the more I think about it, like really, what are the cons? Like I said, I love my family, and I would miss them very much. However, it's not like I'm leaving the planet or the country, even, right? I can see them, whatever,
no.
and it's I guess it would just be how serious I am about getting better at stand up. And when I do it, I haven't done it in a while, but when I do it on a consistent basis, I'm like, I fucking love this. Like right now, even though I said that, I'm aware of it. I'm thinking like I kind of forget how much I love it. Although I know when I get, I'm like gonna be like, this is my fucking favorite thing, and like I kind of forget about it when I don't do it. And the last couple of times I tried to get time, it didn't work out. So what the hell, man?
Yeah, Pete. I tried to go. I went last night. I went last night. Didn't go up.
I had that tail light out, so I didn't go tonight. That's why I didn't go. I mean, it's not illegal, but I don't want to get pulled over. Right?
No.
And I have temporary plates still because I haven't got my title in the mail. But yeah, not feeling great about it. Now, listen, if I never drink any alcohol, I probably wouldn't care as much. But that doesn't happen. So
I always one of my favorite DUI jokes I've ever heard is actually one of our favorite guys, Joe Howard.
I know exactly which one you're talking about because every time I have an issue like this, I think the exact same thing. It's funny. I thought that all day today. What do you want to say? It's basically, what was it like? It's just real quick. It's just like, oh, I gotta tail light out, fix that shit right away. Like this, that's
pretty much.
Just a joke. And he's like, yeah, that's a DUI. And us, when he says that, we know exactly what he's talking about. It's time to explain the joke to us because we know exactly what he's talking about. I remember one time a couple years ago, I had a light out as I was heading to the funny stop. I didn't know. I was told on the way there, and then I'm like, oh shit. So I'm like, made a conscious decision not to drink anything, and lo and behold, I got pulled over on my way home, pretty close to the house. But I wasn't drinking anything, so I was good because I made a correct decision.
Yeah. I've had a few times, but luckily I've become a good boy. If I'm really gonna get drink, it's gonna be like when I'm doing this. Like this is my let's get fucked up.
My thing is that I really like to drink before I do sex. My anxiety is fucking ridiculous. It makes zero sense most of the time. Like I'm not actually nervous about doing this open mic, but I feel like I am. It's gonna affect my performance. I'm gonna be jittery and shaking and whatnot, even though I know there's no actual good reason for me to be anxious about it. That's how my anxiety works. It doesn't make any sense. It just happens a lot of times. So that's one of the reasons why I drink before I go. But the thing is, I don't have to drink a ton too. I can just have one or two. I'm usually pretty solid.
I'll usually have like 3 Guinnesses now before I go up, and like I'll hit off of my vape, and that'll be pretty much my night, depending. Like if it's a bad set, I'll like peace out and like be like, I talk to you later. Um, or fucking if I have a really good set, oh my god, like I could possibly party it up, but
I told you about the experiment I did when I was working with Don Jameson. Right, there's one show where they had a radio person hosting, so I just got my spot, just myself like a 10 minute guest spot to make a video for 2 shows. And Pete, the owner, let me do that, and this was very cool of him. And the first one, I didn't drink a thing, and the second one, I drank like I normally would, and the first one was crap. So also the crowd was better than the second show, but just I saw the videos too. Like overall, everything was just better. I don't know if I was just freaking out or I don't know.
was it the first or second show? You said the first show you did sober.
Well, I couldn't have done the second show sober, could I? If I did the first show drunk.
Well, I kind of I was looking at something. It was really nothing. It was more of a score of the Pirates game. They're tied right now with San Francisco,
The
but
Indians haven't started yet. They're in Seattle, so I'm good to go.
but no, yeah, man. Like I just wanted to know because yeah, I kind of zoned out. But yeah, you did the first
No,
show sober. Why would you do the
this,
first show sober?
how could I do the second show sober if I did this first show drunk? I'd be more
Sober up a
sober, and I
little.
wouldn't be sober. I wouldn't be completely sober.
No, but
I'd
you would
still be
feel
drunk.
good.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah. So I decided to do that, and you know what? I may have even had like a small cup of draft beer that they have there, maybe before. I don't remember, but I wasn't drunk. Second one, I was, and that's the problem. I know that's a problem, and I got to figure out a way around it. However, I only drink beer,
Yeah,
like when I'm do stand up, and that's when someone who drinks a lot of liquor, you drink some bit. Other than the fact I have to pee every 5 minutes, then it's. Which is we've been 2 hours 21 minutes, and I haven't got up to pee. When I had the beers here, I had to pee every 5 minutes. So it's one
yeah.
of those things. I might
I'm
go
good
over to the
right now.
brewery right now. Actually, kind of in the mood, and maybe I'll go to the brewery.
Ooh, well, have fun with that, buddy. This has been the Bro Plata for UFC 262 preview. We appreciate you guys commenting. Troll us, comment us, tell us that we matter or that we don't. We don't care. Want to know why? With Bro Plata, and we are the greatest podcast
We
to
are.
ever exist.
Raymond, I don't think we should be cops. I feel like we should be border patrol in Mexico. I think we'd be great at that job.
Absolutely. I speak minimal Spanish.
Okay.